Hello and welcome to CharmedPersons. I think there's an echo here. It's really weird. So if you
Oh,
hear that, let me
Pronounced
know.
Ezra.
I don't hear an echo.
The echoes is no, it's just it's Angie. So,
Oh, duh. Okay, got
You
off to a
can't
great
tell the producer.
start.
I think there's an echo.
That's true. I should know as a
Oh,
stage
I love
manager that
us.
that's really bad to say. Um, Anywho, so
I'm sorry.
thanks for hanging out with us on a Monday night. Um, First, we get to business coming up within the next week. This Thursday, we got another episode of Curse of Strahd. And a week from today, we're back with Talk With Me. It's all about Matt, apparently, the next week. So, it is what it is. It's not March Madness yet, but it's leading up to it. So we gotta
Mm.
focus on that for a
Yeah, you gotta
while.
start
Focus on
preparing,
me.
Matt.
Oh yeah.
All right, and with a very, very quick business update, just because it's been a while and I want to get jumped right in, we're going to do a quick little recap of what happened last time these crazy kids were together, and then we're going to jump in to this session. So, 3 months ago ish, you all were together and you took to the sea to help the Gripply people by driving out an evil group of 1T. There was some relationship tension amongst the group that kind of was maybe sorted out in the last 3 months, maybe wasn't. You got to see a horse fly. You traversed a maze that was infested with giant crabs. Some did it adeptly, some not so much. Uh, but you did very skillfully save hundreds of little babies in the eggs, and a lot of lives of the Gripply people, and defeated a lot of Wanti in battle. And you found some nice gear and some items to maybe help you in some future adventures. At the end of it all, you were thanked and blessed by the Gripply leader, Pond Mother, and all became a friend of the Gripply for as long as you shall live, as well as all can now somehow speak Abyssal. And that's a fun little skill you all now have, which a lot of you already had, but you never really asked each other who could do it. So last time it's kind of just up to Wayla until Opal arrived. An uneventful last few months, we'll call it, leading up to the day. Maybe training likely continues with some of you. Maybe we'll see some relationships have been mended, or at least a little bit better than they may have been the last time we were together. And maybe some uneventfulness to keep out of the watch, based on also the events of last time with stealing a cloak, which you did pay for in the end, but the watch definitely knows who you all are, so probably best that you stay a little under the radar between these adventures. So now, as we start this next adventure, we start with Ezra. You are walking down a street in Baldur's Gate on a normal afternoon. It's a weekday. It's early evening, late afternoon, we'll say. What would Ezra be up to or walking to on just kind of a casual afternoon?
Well, it's becoming harder and harder for her to gain patronage at some of these establishments because she keeps just messing around. So she's probably on her way to. She's been frequenting a stationary parchment like bookstore, like used books, stationary
Sure.
parchment, little bits and
Yeah.
bobs store, just
Mm-hmm.
picking up
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I just remembered something, and I just want to see if I'm totally. Am I supposed? Did something happen with Ezra's age last
Yes.
session?
Not last
not
session.
like
It was
no.
a few adventures ago
Okay.
where she did get
I
aged
turned
down,
9.
Yeah.
but we magicked that away when you got back and
Okay.
Pearson helped you out.
I
So
apologize.
she is back to
That
a normal adult-ish age.
Okay, good.
I'm a grandmother.
adultish.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
Okay.
am an
Great.
elf, a half
Great.
elf. So.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yes, she
Yeah.
is still young, yes, but not a child.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Sorry.
The way that you painted that out, Zach, I was like,
Hold on.
Oh.
something
Yeah.
very serious is
No, I know.
happening,
I
and I
just
got
well, I
really
for
scared.
some reason I didn't remember the resolution of that. All right. My
Yeah,
bad.
I had that last time too. I was like, aren't I 9?
Yeah.
But
Okay. Okay. Great. My
We
bad.
live in it.
so yeah, I would be going to the shop. I've been still doing my drawings and my comic books.
Of course.
As of last session, we had established that they were becoming kind of like indie popular in the market, and so I think probably there has been some gain in popularity, and maybe somebody wants to mass produce them. And
Ooh.
I think, and if you'll allow it, I think I'm like almost very close to getting Sprig to get a copy in Candlekeep,
Ooh.
but I
I
can't
would
be
say
sure because Sprig is very hard to read sometimes.
I would say they would be working very hard for you. There's no
Oh,
promises with Candlekeep being
yeah.
Candlekeep, but they love you all so
It's
much
something
that
they've
they
never
would work
seen
very
before.
hard. It's true. It's true. And they
So,
have journals and all kinds of
mhm.
different things, so it's very possible that that can be something that can be archived within
Yeah.
Candlekeep.
And it's loosely
And
historical.
it's
Very
true.
loosely historical. Really, really loosely historical.
Do you remind me if you haven't said this before, does Ezra use a pen name for her comics
No,
or
no.
okay.
She's not that far ahead of the game. She's
Okay.
just doing what she's doing.
Okay, noted.
But yeah, so I would be on the way to and I think I would have a nice rapport with the owner, who maybe is a little bit excited that I am who I am, and so I can get
Oh,
like
sure.
some good discounts and maybe like a couple extra things for anybody in the group who wants it.
Definitely a couple reams of paper for free, you know.
Yeah.
Uh buy 10 get one.
Reams.
Uh great. Well, as you approach and make the last turn to this parchment store that you know very well, you see a human boy. It looks quite young, maybe not as quite as old as you, but not much younger. Come running up to you, sees you kind of across the street, and has dark hair, short hair, brown eyes, and has a satchel kind of across his body, and comes running up to you, kind of out of breath. Are you? Excuse me. Are you Ezra? Is that correct?
Yes, I will sign your copy. Give it here, give it here. And I like pull out my pen.
No, no. But are you Ezra, friend of Ryvar, Opal, Mr. Thomas, and Thane?
Yes, yes, and they all have been classically depicted in my latest issue. I know
Okay.
that's what the
I
fans have
just
been wanting.
I just have a package for you. That's all.
Oh, I'm so sorry. And I'll put my pen back. Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Sorry.
And he takes out, kind of searches through a rather large bag. You can kind of tell now that he's probably a messenger or a runner. So he pulls out a scroll and um a package wrapped in kind of parchment and tied with twine. It says this is from Candlekeep and is addressed to kind of all of you, but I was just told to find whoever I could first and give it to them. So
I was the first?
this is the first one I could
Wow,
find.
this
Yeah.
usually doesn't happen. This is okay. All right.
Okay.
Yes. This is great.
Yeah. Okay. I got some other stuff
No, I'll
to
take
move
it.
around,
Yeah, thank
but
you.
okay. Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. And he kind of
Have
hovers
have
for
a
a
good
second.
day.
He hovers for a second.
Did you want my signature?
Nope. That's fine. And he leaves.
Oh, what? Oh, okay.
Probably wanted to be tipped, but yeah, it's fine.
Oh, well, I got low wisdom, so that tracks.
Um, so he scurries off, and you are left with, as I said, a scroll that is tied closed, as well as a kind of box-looking rectangular something that both of which is addressed to the five of you, since you do not
Well,
yet
it
have a name
is
for the group.
a federal offense to open other people's mail, and it does say "and," so everyone should be present for this unboxing, Ryvar! And I'll just run towards where I know Ryvar is probably
Okay.
going to be.
So you fire in Ryvar first, so we'll switch to Ryvar on a usual weekday late afternoon. What's Ryvar up to?
Yeah, so Ryvar, he has been, as you said, he's been pretty chill over the last 3 months, as to not grab too much attention for himself. I think he looked for Kurok for a bit, wasn't able to find anything. Was a little frustrated by that. And so he's probably jumped back into his training. And also been working at the blacksmith. So I think that maybe Ezra would find him if in the middle of the day just doing like a shift at the local blacksmith to hone his training and make a little extra
Yeah,
gold.
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we'll say you head to the blacksmith, assuming that he's probably working there, maybe finishing up the shift. Probably that started early in the day. Um, and so, as you are, we'll say at the anvil, working on some armor, you see a known vision of Ezra running through the streets, likely still yelling your name, but this time holding probably a now slightly crumpled scroll and package in her hands.
Ryvar!
Hello, Ezra. You can show me the new issue tonight. I am working.
No, I'm not done with it. Listen,
Oh, what's that then?
we got mail.
Oh. Oh.
They found me first. Can you believe it?
Yes. Okay, hey, Tom, I gotta go.
Tommy's gotta go.
I feel like we named
I have
that
no
blacksmith
idea.
before, but
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't
sure-
remember
I'm
what his
sure
name
we
is.
did.
Tom,
So
we gotta go.
we'll say
But-
Tom's subbing in today. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. He's the new guy.
There's a horrible Forge accent.
Well, I don't even really
God.
work here. They just kind of give me shifts. Okay, well, yes, we should go find the others. Good job.
Thanks.
Smart of you to come to me first.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah,
Who's next? Who?
obviously.
If we
Opal.
were to make a list of who we trusted the most.
Opal.
Opal! I run. It's getting torn more up.
A similar question to Opal. What are you up to?
Opal probably has not found it very difficult to fly under the radar because her life outside of adventuring is painfully boring. She just like spends all her time at the temple. I think she has like started a little garden that she's like unnecessarily proud of and is probably just like tending this tiny little garden.
Really cute. Well then you still see probably Ezra running and Ryvar walking at a very normal pace. The two
like
of them quickly approaching the temple, and even before you see them, you probably hear Ezra's voice yelling out your name.
Opal! Opal, we
Is
got
everything-
mail!
Is everything okay?
No, we got mail!
Oh, okay.
Well, yes, it's okay, but we got mail!
Like that kind of mail, like we're needed again, probably.
Oh, cool. What does it say?
I probably
We
should
don't
have
know
shaken it.
because we're going to.
Federally, we cannot open this until we are all here.
And Ezra and
What
I
do
really,
you not
Okay, okay,
understand?
okay.
really have had a lot of
Okay.
trouble with the law lately, so we're playing it safe.
Playing it cool.
Yep.
Never know who's watching.
Fair enough. Give me just a second.
Okay.
I would like take off my gloves and my
Mhm.
gardening, whatever.
Oh,
Probably put them back
wow.
very
These are
organized in their spaces, like where all kind of the clerics likely use them, but you always make sure they're
While
meticulously
she's
put
gone, I
away.
tell Ezra, see, now this is where we test Opal. Now we ask her who to trust next.
Opal, who do we trust most next to go to? There's one right answer.
Gosh. There's one right answer.
Correct.
Well, it's not Mr. Thomas. It can't be,
All right,
right?
let's find Thane.
It's got to be. Yeah, it's got to be Thane. I think.
All right, Thane.
Fuck you,
Same
Mr.
question.
Thomas.
So no relationships have been mended, it seems.
Where do we find Thane?
I mean,
Thane!
Thane would be probably outside the city walls in a little foresty area where he lives in between adventurers.
I think Thane and Ryvar have definitely, because in the last session they got a little bit like competition-y a little bit, if I remember correctly. And yeah, and so I think if I could, I'm gonna like sprint ahead and try to stealth up to Thane and spook him.
Okay. Thane, what is your passive perception?
17.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Ooh, all right, give me a stealth check.
All right,
I'm a druid.
I have a plus
Mine's
7
an
though.
18,
Pretty
so.
stealthy. Ooh, that is a natural 1.
Hey!
Thane, you
just burp.
very clearly hear someone and probably hear Ryvar like hit something and say, "Oh shit!" and know it's Ryvar.
I want to try to
approaching you.
turn the tides, and if I can have like, I don't know, maybe set up like a Ferris Bueller type situation where it looks like I'm in bed or something in my bedroll. I don't know if that's possible quickly. 'Cause you gotta
I wouldn't say
You just put your
maybe you have
staff
time
in
to
your
like
bed.
set
Yeah,
something
right.
up,
something, or maybe
but you could do the classic like you hear him and so you're like
I
doing
pretend like,
something
yeah,
and
then
he like
I-
hides behind a tree and at that moment you like jump away
yeah.
and so he like looks and then you're just gone. So Ryvar, Thane just disappears as you're sneaking. You're so close to like ready to jump out and as you like go to, he's gone. You have no idea where he went.
I turned to tell them that Thane's missing, and Thane's right there.
And Thane's right behind you.
Oh god!
Hey, Rylan,
Damn it! How did you hear me coming?
because you're loud as shit.
Or because you have huge fucking ears.
Oh, right.
Wow.
I
Whoa!
told you not to
Wow.
sneak up on
No,
him.
I thought. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were just kind of like going back and
Are
forth.
you just mad because you
I think your
have
ears
the
are-
smallest ears out of all of us?
I don't have
That is
any
true.
fucking ears. I just have holes
Right.
in the side.
Exactly.
I mean, I am envious of your ears. Your ears are great. I did not mean that as an insult. I was just being
You
witty.
do notice a chunk out of one of the ears, though.
What happened?
Oh, it was rats. I had some rats living on me. They kind of turned on me a couple weeks ago. I woke up half an ear.
How did you get them to live?
Wait,
on
hold on. You had rats living on you?
Mm-hmm. It was
you? How did you get
symbiotic.
that?
I
Did
fell
it have
asleep.
us
I
to
woke up,
stay?
and one day I had rats living.
If it was
on me.
symbiotic, I am hesitant to ask you what you were getting out of the relationship.
Companionship.
Oof.
They didn't
Have
like
you-
you so much,
Traded
though.
your
Have you
ear
not
for
been?
companionship?
Have you not
Well, I
been?
mean, I don't talk to them anymore after the whole ear incident, but yeah.
Thane, listen.
You can come hang out with us whenever.
Yeah,
No, it was fun. It was great. I
Our
love-
like
I love it.
our like will they won't they thing is like it or sorry no I mean
Oh, Ryvar.
I mean
Do you like Thane?
no our
Can
like
you
back
tell me, Ryvar?
no our like back and forth is a joke like you are my friend you can always come
course.
talk to me.
I'm not saying what happened to me was bad. I thought it was great. I had a great time with the rats.
Okay, no, druids are different. You know, I don't know. When if someone were to come up to me normally and say that they've been letting rats live on them for companionship, 9 times out of 10 that's not a good sign. But for you, it probably is.
I mean, yeah. I mean, for 2 months, I had rats living on me, and it was some of the best 2 months.
Can I ask you
Yeah.
another question that I think might be related?
Sure.
When was the last time you talked to Mr. Thomas?
About 3 months ago.
Okay. And you don't think that has anything to do with the accepting of a rat colony?
I don't see how they could be connected.
Okay. Well, we got some mail, and we need to go
We got
find
mail.
Mr.
Mail time? Well, why don't we open it up?
Because
Well, we can't
we
federally
need
because we need Mr. Thomas.
Mr. Thomas.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Do we trust Mr. Thomas? Is he the?
The least.
Okay, yeah. Let's go.
Here we go.
As long as we agree.
Oh my god.
All right. Being outside of the city and them choosing to go outside of the city and then back into the city, it's
Yeah.
probably now close to like evening.
There's a hierarchy.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Thomas,
We made a day of it.
Yeah.
where are you at? Well, it's like 5, 6 p.m. Like sun is
In
setting,
the stocks.
day is ending,
Okay.
tummy's grumbling.
Well, I think Mr. Thomas generally over the last few months has just been praying and riding. just out there riding in the fields, but then praying in
It's
the
a good
altar
old
in the
boy does.
temples. I think he's also been racked constantly at all times with guilt about the stolen cloak and has willingly
Sure.
committed himself to do volunteer community service work.
Naturally.
I think
For like,
every time, every time Ryvar sees him out in the field doing community work, he's like, "I paid for the cloak. I paid for it."
Yep.
yeah, I guess yeah, I'm like cleaning up trash in some like alleyway in the city on the back of my horse.
Of course, naturally. Which they just let happen because you're doing volunteer work and they the whoever they that organize these things know you well enough to know there's no way you won't have cinnamon with you. So they
Yep.
just like let it slide
Cinnamon.
because you are helping the city and doing good things usually.
Yep.
So it's fine.
But
But
in
you
an
still get
annoying
a lot of
way.
weird, yeah, you still got a lot of eye rolls and a lot of weird looks as you got like one of those grabbers picking up trash from your horse.
Just like, that's so funny.
Oh,
And you see
hello.
everyone coming running up.
Oh, my compatriots. Good to see you all.
Are
Hello,
you,
Thane.
Are you still picking up trash?
Yes, this debt will never be forgiven in my soul.
How many hours of community service do you have left?
Infinity.
Oh shit! Wow.
I flourished a
Just
cloak.
volunteer. Doesn't need to be, community service.
Yeah, I pay them to let me do this.
Just one more time in case you don't. You okay?
You pay them,
Yes, I pay them what would be the normal salary of a.
and you
It's
guys
just
start
also
having rats
donating
live on
money,
you.
so it's
Is
not
weird.
like
I do think this is weird as well. Maybe weirder. I paid for the cloak.
Yeah.
I told you this.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
ours now.
And do you think that's gonna stop you from going to hell?
I
Yeah.
I love you guys. You're my best friends, but you're going to hell.
Which
All of us?
circle?
Yeah. I
We
think
spend
first
most
at
of my time
first.
at a temple,
Okay.
but-
Opal, you might not be going to
Opal's a
hell.
cleric.
That doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to hell.
Oh wow.
Well,
I
what
hope
are you
don't do
guys
that
coming
next
here
time I
for?
need to heal you.
Well, we've been waiting
Now
to read
that-
this scroll for 8 hours.
Now that everyone is together, Ezra has
definitely been a couple hours.
gotten into the box and has opened the box. Hasn't
Okay.
waited just now that everyone's together.
No,
to put it
it's
all
legal
together.
now, so you just rip it
Yeah.
out.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
The box is actually a wrapped up book.
Of course.
And
What?
see
I still
crazy.
am kind of surprised every time.
Which is a little crazy. You know that other books have been escorted by Candlekeep before. So this either is a book they care less about, or you have gained some trust back with Candlekeep to know that you will keep this book
Be
safe.
careful.
You will return the book and do all the things you should, knowing that they have sent you one of their books, presumably, if this is from Candlekeep, as the messenger said. And you see a leather-bound book with brass corner clasps and like a little lock to one side. Well, clasp, it doesn't lock, but a clasp to hold it shut, with an embossed picture on the front of a lemon tree, kind of circled in the very center of the book. And I can give you a little bit better of a
Ooh,
visual.
I love lemons.
Oh.
So that is what is in the package. And then you have a now slightly crumpled scroll that was also tied shut.
Well, Ezra, they found you first, so you should do the honors.
I've been waiting for this day since we started earlier.
Gotta love that energy.
I open it.
Hey, you open the letter and you see a scroll from Tellus, which reads,
Ryvar, Opal, Thomas, Thane, Ezra, I trust you are well since your last quest with our friends, the Gripply. We have a new potential danger we hope you are willing to investigate for us. With this letter is a book, a diary of a servant of a potentially very dangerous man. Should you choose to accept, you will be headed to Waterdeep, inquire about this family, about its patriarch, stop him if our fears are correct. Tell us.
Ooh, Waterdeep. It's a
Ah,
city with a lot of crime.
yes, we must rid the world of crime, and this is a great start.
We'll fit right in then. We love the
Yeah.
Kentuckians, right?
Yep, that's why I said that.
Right, Mr.
Before we
T?
go to Waterdeep, we have to be on the same page. No murder this time.
Yeah, no
Ryvar should
murder.
not be coming with us then, if that's your stipulation.
Are you done doing murders?
I don't murder people, so
Okay.
yes, I'm done.
I've
heard
seen
it
you do
here.
it a couple times.
I haven't ever.
Okay.
I've only ever killed people who were trying to kill me.
And that makes it okay, morally and ethically.
I'll pray for you.
But not federally.
All right, open the book.
Murder's legal at a federal level. We all know
Open
that.
the book.
Opened. Lemon tree.
Ezra, as you open the book, like I said, it's not locked, so you're able to do so without much issue. And you can see that this is a journal. There's still some blank pages kind of throughout. And at just a quick flip through, you can also see that this journal was also used somewhat to like learn how to write at the same time. You can tell the early pages of the book are a lot of repetitive words, lists, people's names, very crudely written out. And as the journal progresses, it gets more steady handwriting, more journal like, with dates, with diary like entries, up until a certain point that the diary ends with its last entry.
What are the repeated words and
It's like
things?
grocery lists and names. So,
Any-
if you want to take the time in the middle of a street right now to sit down and read the book, you can. But that is kind of if you just like open it and flip through it, you can see it's like grocery lists, names of people that don't immediately stand out to you, before it gets into the more day-to-day entries.
Well, this is boring.
Well, perhaps we just
And I
go ahead
hand it to
and
someone.
perhaps we just go ahead and start heading to Waterdeep, and we will.
Do we need to check in?
Read up on the
Tell
way.
us or no? We just head straight to Waterdeep?
She said if you accept, you will head to Waterdeep.
Right?
I'm assuming there's
Ezra.
information in the diary about
What?
where we're going.
As you hand the book kind of more towards the group, you notice that as the book gets closer to Mr. Thomas, a mist starts to emanate from the book itself. Actually, no, sorry. Ezra, you don't notice this. Only you, Mr. Thomas, notice. As the book gets closer to you, a mist kind of starts to emanate. And then as Ezra's like, kind of, who's going to take it? Who's going to take it? If it goes away from you, it dies down a little
Right.
bit.
I'll-
And is always stronger as it comes closer.
I'll take the book.
As you take the book from Ezra, the mist kind of puffs out. None of you see this except Mr. Thomas, and forms in front of you into the visage of a woman. This woman is very ghost like in the sense that she is a little translucent, gaunt, and she looks distraught with sadness. You can hear her crying, you can hear her wails, and as she does and goes to take a breath between these sighs of grief, you notice she does not have a tongue.
Oh!
So everything also sounds a little bit odd to you as she is crying, as if muffled, like she has cotton balls stuck in her mouth because she doesn't have a tongue anymore.
Jeez, Pete. Okay, let's go to Waterdeep.
Everybody else is ready to Waterdeep.
Everyone, stop. I see a tongueless woman in distress.
What? Where?
What?
Why is she
Why
doing this?
tongueless?
Can't just say things like that.
Please, you there, the person in distress. What are you in distress about? We can help you.
Who are
I know
you
you can't
talking
communicate that well without your tongue, but perhaps you can give us hand signals or motions or spell it out in mist.
He probably has.
Now I know why Mr. Thomas was picked
He
last.
probably hasn't slept in days.
Give Mr. Thomas, give me either an insight check to gather what she is upset about through her wails, or a persuasion check to try to basically calm her down so she might be able to actually communicate with her, because
Right.
right now she's kind of inconsolable.
Definitely persuasion.
Okay,
15.
15. I think that is successful. Yep. So you are able to say all of that and basically word that you are there to help and you want to know what is ailing her. Um, and kind of becomes aware of you at that moment, almost if she didn't know that she had appeared out of this book, and looks around at kind of the whole group that is around her. And Mr. Thomas, you notice that she kind of takes a moment at each of these people and like looks at them, and then everyone else, as she looks at you, you kind of have her appear as she looks at you. So you not only see this woman suddenly, but you see her like looking directly at you, and you see her, and then she kind of moves on to the next person. So by the end of it, you all see this ghostly, still very sad and pleading
Oh.
looking, but at least quieter woman sitting, well, floating in front of you, still connected by mist to this book.
Can I
Mhm.
cast Identify on the book?
Sure.
I will do that.
All right.
I'll take the minute to do it ritually.
Okay. Um, so I would say you all know Opal has done this enough on like the items that you found that she kind of sets in to start that process. Mr. Thomas having asked what is wrong basically to this ghost, after she kind of includes everyone in it, she looks back to the book and just starts tapping the cover of the book.
This was your journal?
She looks at you, Ryvar, nods.
Do you need our help?
Looks to you, Thane, nods.
Okay.
Sorry, I said it was boring.
Looks to you, Ezra, and just kind of looks at you.
She might not have heard that. You didn't have to tell on yourself.
Do we need to go ahead?
Thane, no, you go ahead.
Nope,
I'm sorry.
please,
I didn't mean
please,
to
Mr.
talk
Thomas.
over you. No,
I will-
you,
Zip.
please. Zip. I
Okay,
won't.
all right. Listen, do we? What is the? Ryvar tries to. Well, can you? He points to the book, and he says like, I don't really know the best way to ask this. Should we
In the
read?
form of a question.
Should we read the last entry? Is that the best place to look?
As you are like more holding the book, she kind of motions, like turn the page.
Yeah, I just start flipping until I'm just like.
And she basically
Tell me
she
when.
doesn't take you. She doesn't take you to the very last page
Okay.
because something, as you're kind of like flipping through Ryvar with your passive perception, you notice that like even the dates, once there are dates, are a little out of order. So it seemed like she just kind of would pick up the book and start writing and just
Okay.
like open to a random page.
Yeah.
And so she takes you to a entry that is dated about 5 years ago, and tells you to stop, and then starts tapping that entry specifically. And that entry, if you want to read it to the group,
Yeah, I'll just start reading it out loud.
Yeah.
it's
Whoa.
typed normally below it if you can't read the fancy script.
Okay.
Try to read the fancy script though.
Yeah.
I'll try to. Obviously, I'll try to read the fancy script. I stole
It's
close
just all
to Lord.
L's to me.
Actually, no, I can't do that. I stole close. I stole close to Lord Vialis today and saw that he had chalked a circle marked with strange runes across the floor of his study. A puddle spread within the circle and appeared to me as bubbling blood. Lord Vialis stood next to it motionless, one of his vile books in hand, and muttered something I could not hear. I slipped away quickly, though I fear he might have heard me this time. I have never been so scared, but I must tell Lady Maria what I have seen. I must. This Lord Vialis, is this the bad man?
She nods like pretty significantly at that.
And
That's a significant nod.
we need to go to his his manor.
she kind of
Hmm.
ghost shrugs.
Yeah.
It's like hard to see, but she doesn't really have a reaction of
Should we try
what's
to
to proceed. But
find Lady Maria? Is Lady Maria still alive?
if she could look even sadder, she does, and she
Oh.
shakes her head.
Oh.
Do we need to go to Waterdeep?
She once again kind of ghostly shrugs at you.
Yeah. Is he from Waterdeep, Vialis?
Were you from Waterdeep? Okay, so we probably.
We just need to go there and find more information. Hopefully he's still there. If not, someone there should know where he is.
Maybe just how long? How long have you been dead? I actually
She just
can't-
points back to the last entry.
Oh, it was a
5 years. 5 years.
5 years.
Um.
Ryvar, you also notice kind of like the entries on one page and on the other page as you open this is a very, very crudely drawn rune circle.
Oh, is this the circle you saw? And something
And if
appeared to be bubbling blood. Sorry, go ahead, Jimmy.
if you want to give an arcana check to try to decipher,
Sure.
it will be hard to know exactly just because of it's a recreation of what she remembers.
Yeah.
So, but
Is it a language that I? Is it a language?
you can definitely tell that these are all runes.
I don't have Great Arcana, but I rolled an 18.
Okay, even with an 18, you can piece it together enough that this is a contact other plane spell.
Ah.
Hmm.
Vialis was.
But you can't really get
Yeah. I
which
don't-
plane, what was needed for it, things like
I
that.
don't know the specifics, but Vialis was summoning something from another plane, or at least wanted to talk to something from another plane.
Being of the Feywild, can I get a sense if it's from the Feywild or from something else?
Give me an arcana for that.
Good
If it
question.
sounds like this is.
Hopefully it's.
That's
not
a
fit
natural
well.
20.
Oh shit!
25.
Damn.
That's why you don't pre-roll these dice, JMO. You gotta give me a natural 20
We had a
in this
debate.
dice.
I haven't rolled
Pre-stream.
in game yet, so don't even.
Coming off the bench cold, rolling a natural 20.
Coming off the bench.
um, you know that it is not Fey. And with a natural 20, you don't know the name of maybe who exactly you wanted to contact, but you know that he wanted to contact someone very powerful, and one of the great old ones.
I think those are from the old ones. It's not Fey. I know that. That help
Okay,
you guys?
so I
mean-
I don't have Opal. You know, you read. Have you heard anything about the great old
that's
ones?
about the extent of my religious knowledge.
I'm casting Identify right now.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
right, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I would say we'll say at this moment, identify works. I don't know exactly like the school of magic, but you can basically discern that this book is not a magical item, but it is what ties this ghost to this plane still. And that is
Okay.
like the only real magical part of it. And it seems that there is a actual tether of a tie, so you can't take Sarah with you without the book, and vice
Yeah.
versa.
Can I then, in response to that question, roll an Arcana check? Or
Do you want to know about the great old ones or about this rune circle specifically?
about? I guess I would come up from casting Identify and ask everybody. Okay, what?
The
Yeah,
great, the
what
great old
exactly?
ones.
Yeah,
Do you
do you know anything
remember
about the great old
Do you know
ones?
anything about the great
All
old
I know is
Oh,
that the great
So history?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you want to know about the great old ones.
Oh my god. 14 and I have a plus 10.
Yeah, I was really relying.
Yeah, yikes. You know that the great old ones are very, very powerful entities. You know that a lot of these can give people like warlocks their powers and can give a lot of people power because they are so powerful themselves. You also know not all of them are good. There are a lot of evil ones. And with what you know and what Sarah seems to be suggesting, probably was not a good one that he was trying to contact.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we need to see if he contacted this thing or stop him from doing it. If he's still trying, we gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to see what we're actually walking into here. Yes, Ezra?
To Waterdeep.
Waterdeep.
Sarah,
Cinnamon, let's
Waterdeep.
go.
do we know? Wait,
I ride off.
did we see her
Thomas
name
is
in the
gone.
journal?
Her name is Sarah.
Uh, we are going to do what we can to help you, Sarah. If we need to talk to you again, can we just open this book?
She's gone with Mr. Thomas.
Oh.
He's just riding away.
I don't know.
The man is holding her.
Ah!
We'll say that the book was kind of placed amongst you, so even if Mr. Thomas rode away on Cinnamon to who knows where, we'll find out. Sarah stayed with you,
Okay.
and she kind of goes back to the journal, and well, Ryvar, you read the last entry, so you actually
Yeah.
have it.
Oh yeah, you're right. I
Um,
do. Yeah.
and she points to where she had written her own name, and just points at that.
Okay. Um. Should I just? Is the best thing for me to close the book
And close it softly.
softly?
She doesn't have a reaction. She
I
seems like she also doesn't know.
I close the book gently.
As you close the book very very gently, the mists kind of retreat and the opposite effect happens where her visage becomes more mist-like and swirls and eventually recedes back into the book.
Ryvar very gently closes the book, very gently clasps it, and then just tosses it to Opal.
That was
Great.
creepy.
Yes. I don't like ghosts. That's one thing you should know about me.
What if she can hear you?
I'm a little scared of ghosts, so.
Well, she seemed fine.
She was nice. Yeah, she seemed to. Hopefully, we can help her move on to the other side.
You remember when we were at that Raven Manor? And that ghost kind of like. I haven't liked ghosts ever since then.
Mm.
So.
Fair.
Those weren't even ghosts, those were just
That's true, yeah.
were-ravens.
Maybe this will change your perspective.
I will
on
say your
No,
first
there was a
mission with
ghost up in the top
your
attic,
first
right?
mission. No, it was all voices. Oh wait, no,
Oh.
you're right. There was a poltergeist.
Yeah,
of
there's a
the little
poltergeist
child.
up there.
You're right.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Mm.
He tossed you
Which is
around a little
different
bit.
than
Yeah.
a ghost, technically.
I guess you're right. Ghosts. I mean,
Technically.
Sarah seems nice.
Technically.
I will say probably the most you've been scared was when you and Opal had your just duo mission.
Yes.
In the future.
That was meant.
No, that happened. That actually has
Oh,
already
no.
happened by now.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that one has happened.
The only two
okay.
future missions are the rocket ship and Volan's.
Whoa.
I think.
When Thane almost blows up.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yep.
And where we were
Almost
actually
is the
named
word
the
right
Muffins. About 75% into our journey.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Not up.
yeah. What's the travel to Waterdeep? Should we get horses? Like, what's the deal?
So there's a couple options. Waterdeep is a coastal town or has distance enough that you can just take a ship. That would probably only be about 5 or 6 days, whereas just by either walking or by horses, that can be anywhere from like around 20 days of travel.
Somebody's
was
got to
the-
catch
the
Mr.
distance.
Thomas.
Who was we'll get a hold of him. Who was the pirate that we took last? Not pirate, but the smuggler.
Atticus?
Anybody
Miter
remember their name?
Jans.
Atticus, I remember Atticus.
I
Who's
have their
cool?
names.
Yes, we should
We have
try to find
Captain
him.
Miter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're in
We should
town.
try to find Captain Mither.
Has anybody kept in touch with them?
I give
That
him
was
copies
Thomas.
of my new issues. He's
Oh,
really
okay.
into them.
Oh,
He
okay.
took them all around the world, and I'm gonna be
Alright.
Well, then
All right,
Cool.
you should ask them.
Yeah.
okay.
Hey,
And Mr. Thomas will probably
Oh,
figure out.
Captain Miter!
hey, Opal, can you tell Mr. Thomas?
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah,
be-
and I'll pass sending.
Great.
Turn around.
So you can. So it is now like evening. So I would suggest maybe like getting also dinner before you go see.
We'll grab a bite.
There's a less likely chance that a boat would be leaving now versus in the morning.
No, but there's
So
a
you-
high likely chance Ryvar thinks of finding Captain Miter in the tavern on the docks. So I think
is fair.
that's where Ryvar says we should go.
And I would
we can
say
get some
even if
dinner
you
there.
can't,
Yeah.
even if you can't find him, you know that like ships with trade goods go all around enough from specifically Baldur's Gate that usually you can probably get a cheap ride or say like we'll protect the boat in
Yeah.
exchange for
I
transport.
say if we
So,
don't find Captain Miter, we go find somebody at this tavern, find a drunk person, and who's easily convinced to help us for cheap.
Okay, sure.
Sure. I'll tell
Okay.
Mr. Thomas to meet us at that tavern.
Which
Okay.
is called.
it's called. I'm trying to remember if you went there last time, and I'm gonna catch myself in it being months away.
I just like being on
It's
this
called
side of this.
the Seaside Tavern.
Nice.
It's called the Tavern at the Docks.
Yeah, that's fine.
One of those like modern art names. Restaurant
Actually,
by
I
the
think
river.
I did name it, and it was like I think I called it the Salty Splatoon, but maybe that was a different one.
Oh, that's
Anyway, so you guys go to the tavern that you know is by the docks, where a lot of the boat hands hang out, including some of the captains. So that would be where you could find Miter if he is around. He is currently not, but you can,
Aw.
like I said, very easily find a merchant ship that can take you up to Waterdeep for, depending on a persuasion roll, can either be for free, and you present yourselves as enough of a formidable force to protect the ship from anything, or for likely a small fee.
Do we just walk in and announce we're traveling to Waterdeep? Start a bidding war, maybe?
I mean, yeah, we could even say like, do you want to be like the famous Captain Miter in the what do you call your book series, by the way?
Ezra?
Well, it is kind of not a series so
I mean,
much as a
yeah.
collection, but I guess if I had to call it anything, I'd probably call it the Completely Serious Adventures.
Okay, great. So we could say like, hey, you want to be in the next installment of the Completely Serious Adventures, and maybe that starts
Yes.
a bidding war.
Yeah.
We could present it as like a case study. We're doing research for Ezra's next book.
Yeah, if we could get a bidding war going, that's really all that I care about.
Okay, well,
All right.
I got this here. I'm not good at talking, so somebody
Neither am
else do the rest.
Hey, we're
Mr.
not
Thomas.
taking the boats. I hear. What's
We
going
are
on?
taking
We
the
are
boats.
taking the boat. Oh,
We're just not
It's like
taking
15 days less. I
Yeah.
figured it probably should.
Yeah, unless you want to meet us in 15 days. Thomas.
dear Heavenly Father,
Oh.
I am racked with a decision.
Alright, this is gonna take him a few minutes. We should go inside.
I live in a temple, and this feels like a lot to me.
Is Ogma this needy?
No.
Yeah. I don't think Tyr is either. I think that he
I think they
just...
silenced Mr. Thomas long ago.
Isn't
I
that who
think they
you
put him on
worship,
silence.
Tyr? Who do you worship?
Tier,
Put him on
tier.
Do Not
Yeah,
Disturb.
they put it.
I bet Tyr. I bet every time
They
Tyr's
blocked
like,
him.
not this guy again.
Yeah.
I gave you a horse. I'd love to see that.
All
Anyway,
right, so
sorry.
who's making this proclamation to the bar?
Well, unfortunately, the
I shouldn't.
16-year-old is the best at talking to everyone.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, but it's her story too, so I think
Yeah.
you'd
When
be
we
best
walk
at
in-
selling your own.
When we walk in, I want to cast Gust, so we walk in with like a you know.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do a front flip and land on top of a table.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to.
You should cast Thaumaturgy
And
to make the doors
I'm gonna
really
cast guidance on Ezra.
like.
Smart,
That's
smart.
fine. That's fine.
Hell
That's
yeah,
fine.
hell yeah, hell yeah.
I'm assuming
okay.
Thomas is coming in on horseback.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
And we're going into the tavern?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get kicked
Okay,
out.
okay.
I don't. Okay. So
I
JMO?
couple rolls before
JMO,
you
figure it
try
out.
anything. Ryvar, I need a
Yeah, of course.
dex check.
Yeah.
Acrobatics, if you so choose.
Not bad.
Thane, you're good. Ezra, with this level of what's happening, I need a performance check.
Nice.
And
Shout out performance check.
RIP.
Rip.
Strain.
And Mr. Thomas,
A squeeze
I
check.
Make a
give
door
me
on the horse.
a
Horse on the
strength
doorstep?
check to see if you and Cinnamon can somehow squeeze yourselves through
Don't
a
forget guidance,
normal sized
Ezra.
door.
You got a D4 if
Yeah.
you want it.
Yes.
Is it an advantage because of all this help?
Yes, because there's other things.
Bless.
Well, let me see what
Or
Ryvar
18.
rolls. Okay, so yes, at advantage.
I got a 16.
Oh, thank God.
Okay.
Ryvar stands.
25.
Wow. Okay. So Ryvar is successful with just sticks the landing of his entry after Thane bursts the door open, and everyone enters, and Mr. Thomas and Cinnamon are like a little bit behind, but like struggle only a little bit to get in, that it's not deterring from the presentation that Ezra is giving. And Ezra, as you walk in, what do you say to this bar full of sailors?
So you know that this, like, if I were to picture this as a film or like a movie, you know how like the doors burst open and the gang comes in first. So you have Ryvar flipping in, you have someone on a horse, and it's like the dust is like all like puffed up from everybody entering, and then there's like a floor shot with like the boots walking in of the like squad leader.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's like that, and so it's like boom, 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 and then it's just a 16-year-old girl.
Ballerina flats.
And you just like I just put my boot on like one of the chairs, and I'm like, all right, all you bucks. Who wants to be a part of something amazing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who wants to be a part of the next totally, completely serious adventures?
Who?
Yeah.
Anyone?
And it's a 25, so it's pretty cool, and everyone's
Yes.
And to
interested.
also
So-
give you some further details.
Nope, that's it.
Because we haven't
That's
explained
all that's
any
said.
of what you mean.
Nope, that's how you get them. That's how you get them. You give
No,
them
You gotta
no,
reel
no,
them in a little bit.
No,
and-
Ryvar doesn't say that. I just.
But I would say Ryvar, with your passive perception and also insight and all of your ridiculousness, you notice like mixed reviews through the crowd.
Okay,
Like
it's not landing.
most are impressed by the presentation, but are also like, what is
They
that?
like the flip, but we're losing them.
Like, mhm.
Why is there a horse? in
But
the
you do see one table off to the right that has a couple sailors and someone that you can kind of piece out as either first mate, captain, a little bit more authority amongst them, who's kind of like looking intriguing. And on the mention of the title of Ezra's book, one of the sailor like lights up and is like, "Oh my god, I actually know that," and like whispers to the captain, and like he nods a little bit more. He's like, "Okay."
I think I look at Ezra and I'm like, "There's your target," and I kind of whisper to
And
her.
yeah, and the captain kind of motions you all
I
over to his
Flourish
table.
the cloak of disillusion. And I like, and then go.
Great.
I
So you approach
never
the captain.
uncross my arms as I walk over. Walking with crossed arms is crazy work.
So you approach these sailors and their presumed captain, and the captain, as you guys approach, may either call me crazy, but you can call me intrigued. Tell me more.
Tell him more. I gesture to Ryvar.
Yeah, tell them.
Tell
Yeah,
him.
I'm gonna. Okay.
I'll pat Ryvar on the back and cast guidance on him.
We're
Is
traveling.
somebody gonna tell me?
We're traveling to Waterdeep. We need a vessel. You want adventure? Well, maybe nothing will happen, but it also could happen.
And it probably will.
And if it does, you want us on your side because we're good at multiple things. So if you want
lot of
like a horse that can fly, or if you want
No murder.
Murder? No, no murder. No, I'm not
No.
gonna murder
No, there's
you. No,
murder.
I don't
Murder.
murder. I don't murder.
Murder of your
Need be.
enemies.
Murder
If
of your
need be.
enemies if they try to kill me first.
Does your ship have a stable?
We've killed giant crabs. We've captured ghosts. We've saved a society of people.
Hundreds of Ghiblies.
Hundreds.
I breathe a fireball into my hand and just hold it.
It's Gripply.
Hundreds of Gripplies.
We saved the Gripplies.
We killed all the
we saved us
Gripplies.
We
this.
saved
No,
the
we saved
Gripplies. We
We
killed the
saved
one key.
all the Gripplies.
All right, Ryvar, give me a persuasion check.
Yikes.
It mixed where I was gonna stop you if it was an advantage. It ended not. So just a straight persuasion.
You are
check.
still guided.
Yeah, for sure. It's so funny because Ryvar is horribly not charismatic, and so Zach has to make it bad. That no joke is a natural 20. I had to check it's the Vex dice.
Nice.
Nice.
So natural 20 plus 1 is 21 plus persuasion. 3 is 24.
Wow. Okay.
Somehow.
Shockingly. You see in his face as you're like gaining and losing his
Yeah.
like of the like, okay, I don't really want adventure,
But
but
don't forget at the
affection from
end,
adventure.
I blew a fireball on my
You did. And I think that really sold it of like you selling like your skills seems to be more.
yeah.
It seems that maybe he also heard about what happened with the Gripply being a merchant. He could have that like kind of triggered something in his head for some recognition. So that definitely helped the case. You lost him a little bit at murder, but you got him back. So in the end, he's kind of doing the classic beard stroke as he's looking at you all.
The copy his mannerisms.
All right, well, I hope there's no adventure for this trip, but I do have a boat that's leaving for Waterdeep in the morning that you are all welcome on. Assuming if something does happen,
We've got your bait.
you stop it.
Of
And
course.
if something comes out of this, and he looks at the sailor that seemed to have recognized Ezra's comic book, if this, our names or something can be put in a book or something because
Ezra?
of you guys doing something, great. More publicity for me.
What's your
I
ship's
think we
name?
can work out a deal.
You'll have to sign some release forms, but
And an NDA.
And we're all
ironclad NDA.
Sometimes we get up
Alright.
to stuff, and we can't have anybody's mention. But it's never a
You lost him again. He said, my ship's name is the Crawlin' Crab.
Oh,
No
nice.
G.
What?
Nice.
The Crawlin'
Nice.
Crab.
Is there an apostrophe, or does it just end after the N?
But yeah, it's gotta have the apostrophe if
Okay,
there's no
it
G.
doesn't have
It's
to,
not a
it
very
doesn't,
fast-sounding ship, but I like the alliteration.
It's
And when you say
perfect.
everyone is
praying, riding,
invited
and
on the
crawling.
ship, does this include?
There's not a stable.
Full disclosure, his horse can disappear.
That's fine then.
Cinnamon doesn't like that.
Well, she'll learn.
Wow.
Guys,
what's
it's
your
a
name?
horse that is made out of a spell.
Hey,
You
I'll
should-
take the 5 of you. But a horse is not able to come onto the
See,
ship.
great.
I need a second. I trot outside.
Feels
Sure.
like deja vu.
Thane, what's going on with you?
With me? What do you mean? What's going on with me?
Why are you? Why? What's? I just.
This seems like a personal matter. I'll see you guys
Yeah,
at
we'll see you in
dawn.
the
That's
morning.
when
Oh, what's
the
your
artist
name?
leaves. You can call me Captain Jim.
Captain Jim. All right.
Slim Jim. All right.
Sounds like you should have a rum named after you.
Why?
Just because that would be Captain Jim's rum. It's good marketing.
It's not a bad idea. That one's for free.
You should
You
look
know,
into it.
Okay.
I won't even take a percent.
He
of the
does kind
company.
of as you guys leave.
It could just the picture could just be you standing on a barrel.
Oh, that's good.
but with one leg.
He starts with the beard.
up.
Ironically, he is like wearing this red coat and hat. He's very straight.
You know, I mean,
What's
everybody's
your
got a little
name?
captain in them, so.
Yeah, yeah.
I would ask the other person what their name is.
Oh, the fan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The sailor
Gotta
that
know.
specifically seemed to recognize your comic book. His
Mhm.
name is Steve. And he's a bald guy, but like super buff.
Oh, God.
And definitely has been kind of like shy looking at Ezra of like seems to be a fan of some degree and knows your work enough of having seen it, read it, and
Does he look to be under or over the age of 18?
over.
Oh, too bad.
This is not the general audience I was anticipating.
Maybe
What?
he's young at heart. He doesn't look old, I will say. It's probably he's like 2021. But
All right, so we got ship, guys.
Great job, everybody. That went
Great
really
job.
well.
Your gust, your guidance,
Your flip.
your speech. Oh, stop it. Do you guys think that?
so you guys exit as you're having this conversation
Yeah.
as a clear like Captain Jim was like, see you in the morning. You can hang out in the tavern and drink, just not
No, but I want to
necessarily at
backflip
the
out
table.
the tavern.
Why are we
Me
leaving?
an
Kevin?
acrobatics check.
24.
Okay, great. Yeah, easily.
With the 24, I like backflip, but mid-flip, I like grab the doors and shut them as I land.
It'll last out.
That's so
Your tail just
There's no way he landed on his feet and closed those doors. He definitely
That's
fell
so
as soon as he
cool.
exited.
I said his tail grabbed it.
Oh,
It's
his
fine.
tail, his tail.
Yeah. It comes in handy at times. Listen, I may not be able to cast magic. Well, actually, I can. So,
You just created a fireball.
Wait.
well, it's from within me. Even when I like make water and wind come out, that's not really magic. I'm kind of
What-
mastering
what-
the elements.
Differentiates that from magic, though.
I don't know.
I think it's magic.
The
I think you're
longest
magical.
silence there ever was.
Yeah, okay. I just, I don't want to take away from your thing.
Oh, you couldn't if you tried.
Oh, that's we're like confidence. Too slow.
Oh.
That seemed to have
Well.
hurt your feelings, so I.
Yes,
Okay.
it-
Okay.
You will never get a high five.
No, Thane, that's too much of a
You will
reaction.
never get a high
Thane!
five from me again.
Guys, has anyone noticed that Thane's a little touchy today? He says in front of Thane. Ryvar used to be the serious one. He didn't say that, okay?
Yeah. So it is about dinner time, so you could grab a bite to eat at this tavern or kind of
Ooh, I
go on
just
your own
backflipped
way, eat at
outside of the
home or
tavern.
whatever. That's true.
Can we
You
go
did
to, like,
exit,
a
but
fancy
you could.
restaurant? Does anybody want to go to like a nice restaurant?
You wanna go to a
before we
nice
hit the road?
restaurant?
Oh, have a nice sit down meal before we.
Dinner?
Yeah,
That's great.
date?
That's so great. Ezra,
yeah. Good steak.
do you know the spell prestidigitation?
I don't know what that
Don't
is.
clean. Don't you dare clean me.
I can
You can't
try.
hear me. I'm whispering.
I got these big fucking ears, buddy, as you pointed out earlier.
I can try.
I would like
I
to
don't-
stealth. I would like to stealth so that Thane can't hear me. Mom.
Okay.
Mom.
Okay. Give me a stealth check. Thane, give me a perception check.
Fuck. 11.
All right.
It's that Russian accent. It's really audible.
16.
I think
Yeah,
he can't.
you definitely hear him. Oh yeah, you're confident, as always.
Do you know how to do prestidigitation? Because Thane had a colony of rats living on him, and if we're going into a fancy restaurant.
I've been working on this for 3 months. I don't want you to
Oh,
just get
sorry,
rid of
you
it.
could hear me.
Yeah, you're very loud.
Oh. Okay, well then I will treat you respectfully
think
and tell you
I
you
won't be-
stink.
I know I do. That's my musk. I've been working on it.
But don't you think that might be a problem at a fancy restaurant?
I don't see why it would be.
Am I
Might
off
be a
base
problem
here?
when we're trying to stealth anywhere. To
People
be
wear
fair.
perfumes and oils, you know? What's the difference?
Those smell good.
Mine's natural. I made these just like those were made.
Mm.
I curated this.
So I'm the only one that's feeling this way, apparently. So I guess I'll back off.
Thane, you
I-
And
had
we'll let our
rats?
friends smell. Oh,
You had
And
rats living in you?
living on me. Yeah.
Why?
because he
Uh,
missed you.
Looking for companionship. It was a kind of symbiotic relationship.
Oh, okay.
Kind of. They did clean me. You know.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. They were nice until they ate my ear.
I don't
Sorry
know
to hear
why
that. I'll pray for you.
Thank you. I would appreciate that.
I think you all are rubbing off on me.
No.
I try to cast prestidigitation.
Counterspell. I got a counterspell.
I don't have prestidigitation,
Countering
but the closest thing I
cantrip is so
have
funny.
is shape water. So I just like there's like a puddle nearby that I just like throw over Ryvar to like wash him off.
Fine by me.
Over
Over
Ryvar
Ryvar or
Thane?
over Thane?
Over Ryvar
Well,
onto you. Is what I think
Ryvar wanted. He asked me if I knew prestidigitation. Oh, were you doing it? You wanted it to be for Thane?
For
she's-
Thane,
Oh,
'cause he
fuck
said
me.
Thane stunk.
Ryvar is now
I think it's
soaking
no.
wet.
I think it's funnier if she didn't understand what I was wanting.
Well,
and
you
she
were
puts
like,
the
"Do you have
water on.
prestidigitation?"
I said because Thane smells.
Oh, I didn't hear that
I think
part.
he did. I think Ryvar did specifically say. because
But I
Thane
still
stunk.
think it's
Okay.
funnier if Ezra
did you
just
say
didn't
it-
listen
you-
to me. Like, I think it's
So-
funny that like you just heard the first part and then you tuned out the rest.
Yep.
Well, and if
Because
you
I was
don't have
busy thinking if I have
prestidigitation,
prestidigitation.
Yeah.
But
So
I
I
you
just
don't
saw a bunch of
necessarily
water
know what
gets-
it works. So you're like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
helping Ryvar with not
Yeah.
smelling Thane by
Why
dumping
did you
this
just
water
throw
on
a
his
bunch
head.
of water on me?
Well, now you definitely
I-
can't go in this fancy restaurant.
Why? I like,
Y'all will.
like flame like.
Come on.
Steams off.
I
of
like
you.
blow some on me for my fire breath, but I also like I'll even use a key point to activate the like firearms so that they just like get off.
So you all go to a fancy restaurant. Thane gets some looks.
Hey J-Mo,
but...
we're back.
yeah. Thane gets some looks, but you are able to sit down, have a lovely meal, maybe strategizing a little bit, but knowing that you have 5 days at sea to read the journal more, to figure out what you're going to do. So likely you just enjoy yourselves tonight, having
Catching up.
a meal together, catching
Yeah,
up,
it's
being
nice.
together again. Who knows how much time you actually get to hang out with each other with jobs or whatever you do on a day-to-day basis.
It's like in It Part 1 before everything went crazy at the Chinese restaurant when they were all really
Yeah.
having fun at the round table.
Exactly, and there's definitely not a
Love
creepy
that
clown
kind
that's
of
about to show
Exactly
up.
like
So, so you have that. You go to your respective homes, or not, if you don't want to. But you have an evening to either do some last minute shopping before you leave, to do all of that, which we were going to get back to after a quick break. So during the
Okay.
break, think about
Great.
what anything you might need to do before you actually head out on this mission, and we'll start on the boat as soon as we're back from break. So get up, stretch, use the bathroom. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back. All right. So, where we left off was any shopping activities, things you wanted to make sure were said or noted before we departed on this very long journey. You will be at sea for a long time. You could be then in Waterdeep for a while as you're investigating this thing. You don't honestly know. So if there's anything specific besides like you can mark down a health potion or whatever, and mark down the gold for that. If you need a reminder of costs and stuff, let me know. And as another reminder, don't forget that you got stuff last session. So if you haven't already noted of like who's maybe holding on to that, who wanted to keep it, who's using it. I know Mr. Thomas wanted maybe that sword that you got. Then you had the lantern, the chime, and also some armor. So it's all in the Roll20, so you can use it, but don't forget about it. Anything
There's
specific?
nothing that I really want to do.
Okay,
I don't know about anybody
Ryvar?
else.
I think Ryvar was gonna see if Thane just went off into the forest again.
I like to sleep at night.
Yeah.
If we were leaving early in the morning, I would probably just fall asleep somewhere outside, a patch of grass if I could find one.
Okay. Ryvar would just
bush.
stay near where Thane is.
I'm
Okay.
Ryvar, I'm doing okay.
What? You don't see me. I'm just kidding. Well, I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure you're all right. You know.
Just because I live outside doesn't mean I'm struggling.
I don't
I
think you
choose
are.
to live out there.
No, I know. Oh, that part I'm for sure. I understand. No,
Right.
it is
No, I'm doing
not
good.
bothering me that you're sleeping outside, but I just know that you're hurt by Thomas.
It's behind me, Ryvar.
Well, maybe I want some companionship.
I mean, if you want to, there's plenty of grass.
Okay. You mind?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Do you want me to be a bear? Mr. Thomas would sometimes like if I was a bear. Or a horse. I don't know.
Does does Ryvar get the
could do-
feeling? Does Ryvar get the feeling that Thane wants to be a bear?
No.
Okay, then I think Ryvar says, "I'm warm. I'm cold blooded, so
Okay.
yep. Okay. I'll get really hot if I sleep next to you."
I'll lightly gust, try to keep him cool. Or,
Oh, that's
that'd
nice.
probably hurt.
Thank you.
Just white noise is just gusting.
Yeah.
All right, Opal. Anything specific?
What would be the cost of what's the cost of healing potions?
A normal healing potion I think is 50 in like a big city. Literally just had it pulled up. Everything's loading so slow. Yeah, a potion of healing is 50 gold. Anything more than that would be more expensive. So you could get
I'm gonna
at least a couple
get
of those with I know what you have.
Yeah, I also Ryvar and I got a butt ton of money when we did that mission by ourselves, so
Mhm.
I'm
Butt
stacked.
ton.
I'll get 2 regular healing potions.
Great.
Also, while she's buying the potion, we'll just kind of like think like she's pretty over the whole water thing, but like water's still not the best.
Mhm.
And thinking about being on a ship, is there like a potion of water breathing that she could buy just in case, like just to have on
You know
hand?
that Ryvar has one.
I was gonna say I think
Yeah,
you
but
guys
she doesn't want
got
anyone to know that
some.
she's still scared.
Oh, okay.
I think you all had one
Oh, we each had one.
for I think you were given I can't remember at what point, but because you were like doing the on the boat and it was like a lot of sea stuff, you guys had those at some point. Um so
I
if
have
it's
one.
not in your if it's not in your inventory, there I think should be one for each of you that
Great.
was given. So
Just so you know, Matt, I
Then
think
never
mind.
I think the sword that you got is the Serpent's Fang. I don't know if you have
Yep.
that in here. Okay, cool. Just making
Yep.
sure you have it. I also think Matt's the only one who could make use of the scale armor too.
Scale armor is no use to me.
Oh, okay. Oh no, Thane could use the scale armor. You're dexterity, aren't you?
Scale mail. I'm a druid. I don't think I could wear like.
Oh, is scale mail too hard? Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't either because I'm a monk. Oh,
Yeah, it's made out of
Opal. Opal could use the scale armor.
Can I?
I don't know if it would do anything for you. I don't know what you have now.
I have leather armor right now.
Oh, I'm sure it would be better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
sure.
think
14 plus your dex modifier.
What's your AC?
15. So yeah.
What's your dex?
+2, so it would be
Yeah, that'd give you
slightly better.
That could be one more.
Yeah.
Not to
may as
be
well.
rude either, but you are a hairless cat, so it's not even like you're gonna get your fur caught in the chains.
That is rude.
that is
Let's forgive it.
I think if people don't mind, Ryvar doesn't have dark vision, and so he'll take that lantern of revealing.
I don't know what a chime of opening is, but that could just be kind of a group thing, I guess.
What is it?
Yeah, and the lantern's up for everyone as well. I just will be the one that has
I
it.
have dark vision, so
Anybody can
chime
use
of
it.
opening is as it seems is you just hit
Yeah.
the chime and it opens what's in front of it.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
that.
Take
Cool.
it.
Sure. It's yours.
I don't know if we
Sounds
wanna-
random as hell.
Nope.
We can only
want
use it
Ezra
10
to have
times.
it.
Do we want to give Ezra something that is a limited use?
Nope. Every time it'll be 10 great times.
I'll hold on
though.
to it for you, Ezra. Hold on
What?
to it.
What?
What? You guys don't trust me?
I trust you. I would love you.
I didn't
trust
say
you.
I didn't
just
say I
have
don't
this
trust
nice-
you.
This bag, and I have the book. I don't know.
Opal
I'm
has been
sorry,
keeping
Ezra.
like the party fund and everything as well.
Yeah, I can keep the chimes of opening.
Opal, she
Okay.
can keep the
Sure.
chimes, okay? You don't need to
Come
Sure.
on, Opal.
Okay,
question
sorry.
her on that.
Sorry. Yep, sorry that I said anything.
Hmm. This sword
Poor
has a big
Opal.
snake on it, which is not my style.
Yeah, the sword kind of looks.
It's a little
I don't even
devilish,
want to say it.
one
Yeah,
would
okay.
say.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say it looks
I
kind of
drop
evil.
it.
No! Hey, what did Tyr do? Did Tyr create snakes?
Yes.
Well then, are you going to shame Tyr's creation?
Oh wow. Oh my God! You just threw one of Tyr's creations on the ground.
Oh my
I
god.
pick it back up.
Oh
Okay.
man.
I high five Ryvar.
Yeah. This is the best we've ever been.
All right. So you guys do a little
Wait, I
shopping.
have something.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Ezra. Go ahead.
I just really am curious about who this guy is, this like first mate. And I
Steve?
want to see if I can
Steve
maybe
or
Steve.
okay, because Steve is just a sailor.
Oh, then Steve. And like what's his deal and does he have what demographic does he represent and is there other people like him who are also reading my stuff?
All
Who
of us go
is
to
he?
sleep. Ezra
Some
stalks her
market
fan.
research.
Yeah.
Focus group.
I think I would try to like maybe find him or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so you would, I mean, the first place you would go back to is probably that same bar.
Uh-huh.
And being a sailor departing in the morning, he's probably still there and probably a little tipsy
Mhm.
by this point. So he's just still there drinking with his other sailor mates. You don't see Jim. He seems to have turned in early. But you see him and the other three sailors that were already at the table, still at the table drinking. When you come over, he welcomes you to the table to join them and is happy to answer any question that you have.
Well, how did you find out about me and my tall tales? Well, my semi-historically accurate tales.
Well, not when I'm on land for a little bit, I like to, work my brain a little bit, and so I usually try to pick up a book, but I'm not always good with the reading part, so a book that has more pictures is usually better for me. So, um I saw, I think it was only like a couple copies, but it was just at one of the bookstores just kind of tucked into like the rest of the books, and so I picked it up and I bought it and I really liked it. I think it's really interesting what you and your friends are doing and stuff, and yeah, I really liked it. I think you good job.
Ezra's like really trying hard not to become the fan of the fan, and is like, okay, well, when we're on the ship, I have a couple like questions I want to ask you, just as like a test market. Do you think that
Okay.
you'd be into that?
I don't know what that is, but probably.
Before a new issue comes out, I just want to see if the themes are resonating with the
Oh, you have like
readers.
some like a new thing for me to read?
I might have some. Yeah, right now I'm working on the next issue. It's the seventh
Oh,
issue.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
about a bunch of frog people in a
Oh, that's
village.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, is it about like the Gripply, the thing? We had heard that
Well,
people helped the
we
Gripply.
can't
Oh, sure.
like
Yeah, I
we
noticed
don't
that
want to
the
like
names.
for
Sure.
anonymity and stuff, but
And amenity.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it means like what anyway, like and I think that for like way too long and probably doesn't get a lot of sleep, just ends up like talking this guy's ear off about
Oh
like
yeah, and he actually has some like really like good questions about like why did you like enough of it is about the world around him that he can recognize like certain things being like
uh-huh,
the Gripply people being the Gripply people but a different
uh-huh.
name kind of thing. So he has some like actually good questions of like, oh, was this like why did you choose to do that? Or when you were at this place and didn't like he's clearly read all of the issues
Uh-huh.
he could find. He maybe like missed one because he just like couldn't find it. But like
Yeah.
however many you've put out there into the world, he tries to find and seems to be enamored with the story and might not be the smartest bulb, but asks really good questions about like the story itself.
Yeah, yeah. No, Ezra would be really into it, and so much so that she might accidentally take a sip of an ale.
Gasp.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what
Okay,
I would do.
cool. And he says once you're on the boat, he's happy to like tell you about boat things so you can like write it into the
Yeah.
story more too and like yeah, very much
Cool. Cool,
overly
cool, cool.
excited to also be helping you make the next edition.
Yeah. No, it's already, I know it's going to be dedicated to Steve.
Perfect. Should have thought of a
To
better name for him.
Steve. But it's spelled
Cool.
Stephe.
Exactly.
Steve.
Steve. Cool. So next morning, you all wake up, head your way, make your way to the docks. You see Captain Jim getting his boat together. You see that it is a smaller boat, so it's probably going to be a little cramped for all of you. And it is just those four sailors. So, smaller boat, smaller crew, but enough to get the job done and make your way to Water Deep. So let's get a little sea visual going.
Beautiful.
And then a little travel music. Where did I put the travel music?
I think that I can't tell if Zach thinks I'm funny or if Ryvar thinks Ezra is funny. Yeah.
Both, yeah.
So a little sea ambiance. So as you guys travel, this is
Ambiance.
obviously ambiance. Time. This is time for you guys to dive into the book. So if you have any specific questions of what you want to discern from the book, there is easily certain things about Waterdeep specifically that I'll tell you that can kind of like give you at least a lead of what you want to do there, and then I'll kind of open it up for discussion for you guys of kind of talking what your next course of action would be. So, what you can easily know from the book is that this family, the Yellowcrest family, which their crest is that lemon tree that you see on the front of the book. So that's like the family crest. So it seems to be the servant was able to receive a journal from the family's kind of stock of easily of journals. Um, you know that the family was the Lord, Lord Vilas. He was married to Maria, a Lady Maria. Lady Maria and Sarah seemed very close, and it seemed like Maria was actually the one teaching Sarah how to write.
And to be clear, Sarah
And
was
they
not
had
a Yellowcrest, right?
correct.
Servant.
She was just a servant in the household. Um, the Yellowcrest had 3 children, and then there was several other servants in the house as well. So once you arrive to Waterdeep, you have the general location of the where the manor was, maybe still is, so you could start there. You know that the Yellowcrests, at least 5 years ago, owned a couple local shops within Waterdeep that you could go there, while also knowing the name of a business partner that frequented those shops named Farrell. So you could go to those shops, ask around about Farrell, maybe try to discern something that way. And third, you'll know that Sarah had a love interest named Veckin that lived in Waterdeep. They seemed to be very in love, and he lived close to the manor, but you don't know exactly where he might have lived. But it seemed like at the time he did live in Waterdeep. So those are kind of 3 leads that you could easily get that could lead to something else besides just the usual going to a local tavern and asking around of the Yellowcrest family and seeing what people knew of them or know of them.
We gotta meet Farrell. I feel. Do you say Farrell or Verrill?
Farrell with an F.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like somebody's named Farrell. We gotta meet him. That'd be my place. I think we should start.
I also think seeing
The love interest?
Might be a good idea. No,
Love interest.
the love. Yeah, I think we should see the love interest. Eric, you're talking about the business partner, right?
I'm the person who went to the businesses. He frequented the businesses.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think
It was,
the love
yeah,
interest
business
could be
partner.
Business partners. Right?
Yeah.
In the interest of staying kind of as far away from it as possible and getting information without, arousing suspicion.
I definitely think we should check out the scene of the crime, as it were, as well.
Manor?
I'm sorry?
The manor?
Yes, yes. Her last entry said that he put the circle in his study. So, I would like to go there. It's going to be two things. Either they're no longer there and the house is abandoned, and we can steal in there easily.
Creepy.
Or people are there, and then we're going to have to think about that and adjust.
Yeah.
I guess seeing if it's abandoned is a good first step.
Yeah, just
one of the questions we asked whoever we talked to.
Well, she doesn't know. Oh yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think you're right. I think business partner first is best idea, because if people see us poking around, they might warn him if he's in on it, and we would maybe lose that window.
Yeah.
So I think talking to the people first. So business partner, then love interest, and then potentially going into the manor itself. What do we think?
Sounds good to me. What do you think, Mr. Thomas?
I think that you are all incredible teammates and allies, and if you decide we want to go to Farrell first, then we go to Farrell first.
But what do you think, though?
I think we should go straight to the manor.
Okay.
Oh.
With no information?
Yeah. There's probably information there.
Okay.
But Sir Wecken, I think we should go to the manor.
I know that this is what I think we could do. Maybe we have those of us who are good at reading people and talking to people. So maybe Ezra and Thane go to the business partner, while Opal, Thomas, and I scope out the manor and just see what's going on. And then maybe we can meet at the love interest place.
Yeah. I am pretty good at talking to people, though.
Well, maybe you should accompany Thane and Ezra, and me and Opal will go check out the manor. You're not very stealthy anyway.
True, I'm terribly unstealthy. Okay, yeah, I'll go to the business.
Specifically.
What do you think, Opal? You and me can go check out the manor? Get an eye
Sure,
on
I
it?
think we can get it done pretty quickly.
I want to talk to Farrell, but I could just be a spider in the manor.
That's good
But
too.
I gotta talk to Farrell.
I also think you're good at
That
reading
might be
people,
useful
Thane.
later, though.
I think you're good at
Yeah, I
reading
am good at
people,
reading people.
and so I want you there.
Surprising for someone who is not around people very much at all, but
That's why, because you know what they're really thinking. You
You're
know how fake people
unencumbered.
really are.
oh, thank you.
You don't want to
I'm
impress
unencumbered.
them.
Oh, I should not take this armor. It gives me disadvantage on stealth.
No, it doesn't. Specifically, the serpent scale armor does not impose
Ooh.
disadvantage on stealth.
Correct.
Sweet. Never mind.
Specifically.
Specifically.
What do
Like
we
the
know
ocean.
about any? Do we know anything else specifically about Farrell other than just
From-
business partner?
The name comes up as a business partner that met with Lord Violus a lot, but it seems like the kind of vibe you get is Sarah might not have been his biggest fan either, but she didn't seem to have a lot of interaction with him, and only saw him come to the house if he had business with the Lord, and then they would kind of go away, have their talk, and then he would leave.
I
So she
doubt
didn't
it.
have a lot of interaction.
I doubt it. I feel like you would have told us. But is there any mention of Lady Maria having a relative? Like specifically her? Okay.
Not in Waterdeep.
Well,
nope.
it's good thing you're coming with us, Mr. Thomas, because you also have business with the Lord, so it works out.
I have business with everybody, for the world is my business, and I am a simple servant of the world. But yeah, you're right. I do
That's
have
the
business.
spirit.
You have business with the Lord?
I
The Lord?
yeah. If you don't have business with the Lord, then you're already damned.
Okay.
Listen, I know I'm not
I'm
religious, but I
damned!
do feel like I should speak for the other people. There are a lot of gods, not just one.
Yeah, I totally accept that.
Insight check.
Give me an insight check. And Mr. Thomas, please roll either a
Yeah.
persuasion or deception.
It's only an 11.
Okay. I can't. I'm gonna roll this. I can't really hide what my rolling, but I rolled a 4. A full 4 for deception.
So.
Yeah,
You
I know that there's other gods, but I don't really talk about them. I don't really care about them.
Two's the best one.
Yeah,
I don't
Ezra
talk about
looks
that.
at Ryvar and is like, all
When
right.
we talk to Farrell. Maybe what if we pose as business people that we can slip in that we work with the old ones, are interested in the old ones, see how they respond to that.
Do we really want to? Oh no, maybe I shouldn't let you guys alone. Do we really want to just come out with the old ones?
I'm just talking to Mr. Thomas, and
We're all here around
I'm
the
saying
table.
this out loud. I'm just talking to Mr. Thomas and Ezra here, trying to.
What should our cover be?
Well, we're business people.
How about I am a devout follower of Tyr who is
Okay.
seeking justice for evildoers that might be in the manor.
That seems like well within your range.
Eric,
I
welcome to
wouldn't
having
agree with
Oliver
that.
in the party.
That's really funny.
I wouldn't lead with that.
Okay.
Opal would lean over to Ryvar and say, maybe we should just like go and get back really quickly.
I
in
think
case
maybe
we need to
you
save
should
them."
stay with them, and I will just go by
I think we
myself
can
very
handle
quickly.
ourselves, Mom and Dad.
Let's
Aw,
let them
my
try.
little boy. Okay. All right, sure.
Yeah, just trust us. We can do
Hey,
this.
I do trust you.
I
And-
trust
and- But
you.
I do want to let you know.
Insight check.
Yeah, I was about to say, check.
Ezra's
Yeah.
just
Roll
like,
We'll figure out which one of our groups does better.
I rolled a natural 1.
I rolled
1
2 for a 6. Do you trust us?
14.
I don't know because like I was rolling a persuasion because I do because what he says is I am true. I don't. My gut instinct is not to trust you, but I want you to know, as an extension of my friendship, I am making myself trust you in this situation because there is no reason why I shouldn't.
Great.
But I want you to know that I am making myself vulnerable in trusting you. And so if this goes poorly,
It won't.
okay, great.
But if it does, what would happen?
I would just be like, oh man, I was right, and I'd be a little frustrated.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay,
Then I think
that's fine.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't mind if he's frustrated.
Get always frustrated.
If it goes really badly, you might die though. So
Yeah.
That's the other part. Is like if you like, what if he's a big bad warlock and I'm not there to protect you? You know.
Then I'll turn into a bug and get out of there. I don't know.
Okay, but you have 2 other friends who can't do that.
We'll figure it out.
Well, I can make the horse fly.
Yeah.
And the horse could carry both of you.
we'll just be fast and we'll be
Flawless
back.
plan.
What,
And it
we
won't
got
matter.
this. We
Well,
got
Opal,
That's
I
shooting
really
up to
do.
my A
Everybody
plan.
hands in.
Opal, I really do think, and I'm not even doing this. I do think that maybe you should be with them because I'm a lot faster than you.
Mm.
And that way I could just like.
But then you're by yourself.
But really sneaky.
Alone.
We
And
can't
then-
leave Ryvar by himself.
Opal?
Is everybody in?
Opal?
Opal.
Opal?
Oh, okay. Sure.
We're putting our hands in.
Okay, on
Right.
3, Tyr.
Oh, come on.
Well, we're definitely
No.
not going to say our
I'm
name
out.
because we don't have one.
Yep.
We should start thinking about that.
We
Yeah.
should. I'll
I've
come
been
up with
thinking
Within the
one.
about
next, I would say within the
Seems
next
about
like,
time.
9 months. We should probably
Yeah. 6 to 9 months, probably.
We should
Yeah.
ruminate on it. We should ruminate on it.
Somebody's got to say something. My arm's getting tired.
1,
Oh,
What are we agreeing
Tyr.
on here exactly?
Tyr!
Tyr.
Yes.
I said tier.
Oh.
I didn't want to.
Ah.
I
Ezra.
said Tyr too. I didn't. There was no other
For the
option.
record.
Oh,
What?
both of you said Tyr.
I
I,
did.
You're
I
in my
have
head.
I do have reading materials that I can now safely give you since you have chosen
Safely
to chosen to live your life.
Here is the Bible.
Wow, and
I've-
suddenly 5 days have passed, and you see water deep. Just as you might be receiving these pamphlets about tier.
I immediately forgot.
You hear the lookout call out land ho.
Ryvar
classic
just
sailor.
avoids Thomas for 5 days.
Yeah, you get the plan settled in like the first 2 hours of the trip, and then you're
Yeah.
just like
Oh my
awkwardly on the
God.
ship for the
Yeah.
rest of
I
the
keep
time.
slipping pamphlets under your door.
Every morning there's a new pamphlet.
So, you all eventually arrive to Waterdeep.
There it
It
is.
is a coastal town, but very different than Baldur's Gate. It is much smaller. It is still big enough to be like right on the cusp of town or city, because it has a pretty still good coastal trade and everything like that. It's set in to a little bit of a mountainous region, so it's a very much a tiered kind of city. But based on at least the directions that you can kind of glean from the journal, you are able to find where you need to go, at least being close to the manor, to then maybe start asking around to where Veckin lives. And then generally you can ask kind of anyone around where the market is, assuming that that's where these places that hopefully are still owned by the Yellowcrest family would be.
I did come up
So-
with another plan. We could just all stay together.
So you don't trust us?
No.
Sounds
Just
like
what
he
do we
doesn't
get?
trust us.
What do we get out of us going there before you?
I don't know. It was your idea.
I don't
That's what I'm
trust an
saying.
unfamiliar place, I guess.
I'm saying
So-
there's no real benefits of splitting up.
Can you
But
let
there-
us take the lead and just go
100.
with it?
I won't even go in if you don't want me to.
No.
Then
we
why
need,
even go
We
with
need
us?
your backup, but you cannot speak.
You're
I
the
won't-
muscle.
I won't speak.
You'll be our bodyguard.
Don't speak.
I know what you're
yes.
saying.
Remember when we went there when we just saw them?
Yeah,
That was
Ezra had me do karaoke recently.
Oh, you guys
Oh.
do karaoke?
Karaoke. I love karaoke.
I also love karaoke.
You didn't invite us?
Wow.
I did invite you, Opal. You were busy. Thane, I couldn't find you.
You know
and
where I am.
I didn't invite Thomas.
Wow. I don't know why you could have said that you tried to find Thomas. You could have just.
Well, I don't want to lie. Tears.
Thank
and
you.
everything, know?
It doesn't matter how
Why is it
hurt I
hurtful?
am.
It was one night.
As long as you're not lying, then that's more important than my feelings. So thank you.
Casual.
I'm a little seasick.
Well, next time you go to
It's gonna go
karaoke,
very well.
try a little harder to find you.
I am a good at karaoke.
Deal.
I wish I had the spells that you guys have.
I can always get a hold of you if you need to. You know where I am. I can always get a hold of people.
I'll just shoot fire up in the air, and if you see that, send a message to me.
Just always look in the sky, just in case.
Always, every 10
And it
seconds
definitely
or
won't
so.
be me accidentally shooting fire into the air.
It might
Never.
be.
So are we splitting up? Or are we
Barrel?
staying together?
No, we're going
I'm
to stay.
convinced so.
Stay as muscle.
Do you
Barrel.
need suits? Because
Okay.
I'm overthinking it.
I will cast Prestidigitation on Thane, which is just a shape
Just the water.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'll gust,
You're
blow
just
blow
wet.
dry myself off.
Poof.
Oh, you look great!
I hate
He's so
this.
fluffy.
Oh, Thane, you
Ruined
look
months of work.
adorable.
I'm rolling in dirt.
As you walk through Waterdeep, you can stay together for a while before you will have to veer off.
No, we're staying
You can
together.
tell that this is. Oh, it's not.
We're all just
splitting
sticking
up.
together.
We're,
Yep.
we're staying
Yep.
together.
Yeah.
we're
Okay.
going to,
We're
going
all
to the shop
staying together
first.
going to Feral.
Yeah.
Shops first. Great. Okay.
Sorry.
So as you all head to the
Thanks,
market,
Damo.
it's okay. You notice that Waterdeep, especially compared to the bustling city of Baldur's Gate, seems like a pretty calm, laid back
Oh,
town.
this place
Like,
is riddled
It's
with crime.
big, but it's like laid back, which is interesting because it's big enough that there's got to be crime. You see a lot of watchmen around, but people are either maybe used to it or they don't care, or it's just giving you kind of weird vibes of that. As you head towards the marketplace, again, you can easily ask either random person you see or one of the city watch that can tell you how to get to the marketplace.
Excuse me, sir.
From
We have
Yeah.
we have a message for Mr. Farrell. What shop? Where is this shop?
I don't know.
Where's the market?
It's that way. Take it
Okay.
2 blocks. Two
Thank
blocks
you.
to the left.
Thank you.
and then you go to the right for 2 blocks, and then you just go another actually 3 blocks,
Opal.
and then if you stop there, you should be able to see it and find your way there.
Thank you.
I've
We're
got
here
it.
on business.
I'm the muscle.
Okay.
Very serious business.
Completely
Okay.
serious.
Completely serious adventure business.
Quick
Okay.
plug.
Heard of it?
Thanks for your time. Have a great day.
Great. You follow his directions, and it seems a little backwards, but eventually you do see the market. From the book, Sarah's journal, you know, at least 5 years ago, it seemed that there was a shoe shop and a couple of leatherworking shops that were owned by the Yellowcrest family. And with, once again, at least Ryvar's passive perception, and if you guys just kind of walk around for a little bit first, you all can notice there are several businesses that, next to the title of the business, have that Yellowcrest symbol next to it, kind of marking it as this is owned by that family, or you can presume is owned by the Yellowcrest family. And so you do see a cobbler, a shoe shop. You see 2 tanneries and a leatherworking shop. So there's actually seems to have grown in the last 5 years a little bit of kind of having about 4 options to choose from.
Looks like the Yellowcrests are definitely still around.
Banding, yeah.
Well, you guys are the business people. Which business do you think we should try?
Tannery.
Tannery, yeah. I am tannery.
Following your lead.
I can blend in there.
I'll walk confidently up to the tannery.
Yep.
Okay, we're letting Mr. Thomas.
Who said that?
Who said
Who said that? Cinnamon says that.
Cinnamon just kind of looks at you guys like, you letting them go? Okay. So presumably, I guess because you are who you are, you do get to the dock. Do you summon
Yes.
Cinnamon as soon as you get to the dock? Okay.
Yes.
Once you are in the city, like the guard that you talk to at the very least will ask you to take your horse to the stable. If you're not like currently headed out to the city, which you just told him you're looking for the marketplace. So you won't be able to take Cinnamon into the market.
Thomas.
It is
You just
bustling,
gave us
it
a
is
chore,
busy.
Mr. Thomas,
Alright.
immediately.
Have you ever thought about making Cinnamon something different?
Yeah.
What? No. That's
What if he was just
blasphemy.
like a miniature horse?
I turned Cinnamon into a miniature horse.
Oh my god.
Still pretty big.
It is
though.
still a horse, so it will still be asked to
Still a
go
horse?
to. It is smaller, but it is still asked to go to the
Is there
stable.
a smaller stable?
Yeah, can you make it mini again? Can you like keep on making
A
it
miniature
horse?
miniature
Produce on
horse.
Cinnamon.
Toy.
It's just size the dog now.
Jim, I'm really sorry.
It's fine.
I lead my miniature horse to a miniature stable.
Okay. It's just a stable. But yeah, it goes to the stable. You leave Cinnamon at the
Now the
stable.
stable feels
so,
really big and spacious.
Yeah, it's a luxurious little pen for Cinnamon.
This is nice.
So you get to the market. Thomas, you walk up to this tannery, so you see animal skins galore, just
Oh,
ready to be
God.
prepared for.
Thane, close your eyes.
Are there any rabbits?
Are there any horses?
No. Are there any
You start
horses?
hyperventilating.
There's just only rabbit and horse skins hanging up.
You do see some wild game, so some rabbits, squirrels, deer.
Are you
Okay,
okay,
man.
Thane?
It's okay.
I'll be okay. I'll be alright.
You guys chose the tannery.
I
All the
didn't.
options. You could have gone to the shoe shop. You could have talked to
I don't
those
wear
shoemakers.
shoes. I know nothing about shoes.
I guess that's fair.
Neither do I. Don't watch this either.
You know a lot about the skin that's on your back, so.
Right.
Good point.
Oh.
All right, I will walk in to the shop.
Mhm.
There's some sort of owner or someone there.
Yeah, so you see someone kind of currently working on the skins themselves, and then someone that's a little bit closer that looks like kind of the cashier kind of person. Um,
I
so as
lean
soon as
over
you
to
kind of walk
I
up,
lean over to Mr. Tom. Say, if it comes down to it, you can act like you're gonna sell me for hide. If you
Okay.
need to.
Jesus
All
You have
right.
my
Christ.
permission.
All right. Hello there.
Do
We
not
are
lead with
looking.
that.
We are looking to sell this
Yeah?
rabbit for hide.
Hello.
Oh,
What do you mean when it comes down to it?
usually don't take rabbits that
He's
Are
not,
talk.
alive.
he's
That
not the,
feels a
he's not the
little.
rabbit. So.
I'm a
Oh,
rabbit.
Are you feral?
I'm winking.
am I
Do you know a feral?
feral? Oh, not am I feral? Do I know feral?
But well, kind of both.
Uh, yeah. Why?
We are heroes.
Of business.
We are
Business
here.
heroes.
We are business heroes looking to
Uh-huh.
secure a deal and save the life of feral
Of your business.
of your business.
With talking rabbits?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, partially.
All right. Well, I don't know about all the business side of things. I'm just. But if you have business with Farrell, he will be here in a couple days.
Couple days. Do
Where
you know
does-
where he is? It's
Probably
very important.
home.
Do you know? Can you tell us where his house is?
Well, I don't.
We're cool.
Oh no.
Uh, you've kind of offered up your own life to be tan, so
Just
I
my
don't know.
skin.
No, that was
I
that was
mean,
a
if you
trick.
want to talk to him, he'll be by to check on the stores like he does every couple days, and he's about a day and a half. It won't be here tomorrow, but he'll be morning the next day when he
And which
comes
street
in.
is he on?
I don't know. I've never actually visited him. He comes to us to collect.
Okay.
Thank you for your service. I believe we
Yeah.
are done here.
Okay. You don't want to buy anything?
Absolutely, I detest everything about your shop.
Cool. Good
In
talking to you.
in a spiritual and moral way. Have a good day.
Okay. How do you
Walk
think
out.
your gloves were made, sir?
They got you. They got you.
What
I
about
don't-
your boots? Like,
I don't.
you
I
can
don't-
detest us all you want, but you're making use of our product, so it seems like.
Ezra, are you, are you here?
Help
you
us.
went as a group, so yeah.
I thought you were here. I can't hear you, Angie. You're muted.
Andrew, I think you're muted.
While they were talking, was he distracted enough? Is there any
Nice.
like, could I find anything leading towards Feral, or anything that looks particularly valuable that I could steal, or
It would be because he's kind of like at the like cash register desk area
Mhm.
that kind of has a clear divide between where you guys kind of entered the shop versus like what's behind him where the skins are actually being
okay,
worked on.
so there's nothing like
So-
on the floor or anything.
No, it's like that little entryway in a shop before you like kind of see what's
Yeah.
available of like there's like rolled up skins available for
Oh,
purchase
okay.
on the table that you could try to swipe if you want to, but he's
No,
just looking at you guys and chatting, so he's not that
yeah.
distracted.
Is there any sort of section with like special orders or like things that are ready for pickup potentially that might say like Feral on them?
There's definitely a section where you can kind of like see like what looks like little pieces of paper tied to
Mhm.
some wraps of skin.
Yeah.
So you can give me a perception check to see if you can read any of the names, and just while you're just like looking.
That is an 18.
From what you can read and see, you don't really see anything that looks like it says feral.
Is there like a back room behind him or something?
Yeah.
It's just an open space, so
Oh.
there's not like a back separate
okay.
room. It seems like it's just then a big working area, kind of like what you'd see at a blacksmith, except they're working on skin.
I mean, maybe we'll have some luck at the other shops. It was our first try. I feel like
Yeah, this is boring.
it smelled
Yeah.
good here.
No
how
offense.
did we do, Opal and Ryvar, in your
Yeah.
estimation? I think that went well.
Yeah, I think it could have been worse. Certainly,
I didn't steal anything.
Nothing was stolen. You did offer up Thane as
Right. We're trying to
a
get
literal sacrifice, but
in their good
He
graces.
did that
other than that, I think it
himself.
went pretty well.
He
Okay.
offered himself.
Any notes
Sure.
that we could use for the next?
Maybe you just don't like lead with Plan
Okay.
C.
Got it.
Also, I think that maybe asking such direct questions in such a intense way about Farrell himself specifically and where he lives and like what he's doing might tip him off.
Okay.
Yeah, like in the
Okay.
next store, just keep it casual. You know,
Okay.
keep it
Casual.
Got it.
low key.
Rustle up my hair a bit. Really.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Perfect.
go to the shoe shop.
Shoe store. Okay. Does anybody have shoes I
Okay.
can borrow so I look like I know what I'm doing?
No, it's
I
okay.
have shoes, but I need
It
them.
wouldn't fit you.
You
I
don't
can't
need
go
to-
into a shoe store without. Or I'm looking for shoes. Got it.
Yeah. Hello.
I'm not.
There
I
you
know
go.
what shoes
We're
is it.
in.
Right.
You don't.
That's our in.
You don't dip your pen in the company ink. That's what that means, right?
What?
Like you don't get high on your own supply.
I get
So
high in my own
if-
supply all the time.
No, that's
I
why
grow it
you're
myself.
looking for shoes, because you don't need shoes, so you come at it from an objective standpoint.
Yeah, sure.
I was just trying to give you an angle. I'm gonna.
He's giving
Okay,
you a cover,
so-
man.
So don't offer Thane up immediately and be more
This is a
casual.
great plan, guys.
Don't
Got it.
get high in the store.
Don't get
Okay.
high in the store.
Well, I would never do that under any
That needed to
circumstances.
be
Never.
said.
All right, I walk into the shoe store.
I knock on the door casually.
I'm already in. Oh, I step back
The
out.
door's
Thanks.
opening.
By
Oh,
casually,
sorry,
I like
sorry.
put my shoulder against it and like give one of these like backhand.
Yeah. So casual.
You hear from inside, come here!
Hello.
I hope this isn't fair.
Open the door.
You open the door and you see a small gnome behind the counter and an elf kind of currently hammering in a sole into a shoe at a little work stand.
Hammering a sole in
And-
your shoe is what could be one of two things. One of them's insane.
You don't know. It's cast identify, see what happens. And the gnome that's at the counter kind of beckons you forward. Oh, come in, come in, come in, come in, come in.
Hello.
Hey,
Very nice shop you have.
Beautiful.
good
Thank you
shoes.
so much. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's, and she kind of looks over the. Are you in the market for some?
He needs
Yeah.
shoes.
Yeah, I need some shoes. I'm in
He
the
doesn't
market.
want to get high in his own supply.
He's
Oh,
not high now.
So are you you're also a shoe maker, but you don't want to make your own shoes, is what I'm interpreting that to be.
Well, we got out of the game.
Oh,
We got out of the
gee.
shoe game.
Oh, you're tired. Well, you look great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cool.
Well, if I could just measure your feet, I can whip you up it'll be a custom pair. I don't think we have any currently that fit your size right now, but easily we can get some whipped up for you in a jiffy.
Yep. He'll throw
There's
his-
a
throw my
lot
foot
of
in it.
people around here with an F name. I presume.
She'll like kind of lift up that wooden plank that's also dividing the
Yeah.
counter and has like the tape measure around her neck and kind of come over and start measuring Thane's feet. Ryvar, before I
I-
answer that question.
Can
Ryvar's
I
gonna
like,
murder them.
as she like lifts up the gate and like
Mhm.
goes out? Can I like be leaning against the counter and like, cause she's a gnome, right?
Mhm.
And as she like steps out from behind the gate, I just like roll back and like land behind the counter without her
Okay.
noticing, because I'm gonna start like looking for stuff.
Sure, give me a stealth check.
So like as she opens
Where's
the gate,
the
I just kind of
elf?
like fall back.
Elf is behind the counter, a little bit at a distance, and currently working on something. Might be distracted enough.
Do I have advantage for any reason?
No.
1.
Shit, I'm sorry, guys. I rolled a 2, which is a 9.
We're gonna
total.
mess this up.
9.
So the gnome is distracted enough that she doesn't notice with that roll. But the elf that's kind of like tapping in those tiny little tacks kind of stops and just looks at you.
Oh my god, I fell back! Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I just climbed back over the counter.
Oh, he kind of puts down the stuff. Are you all right?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was really hungover and I kind of fell back and I just kind of fell
Kind of
back.
looks like you hurt your neck there, right?
Oh, I did.
think you hurt yourself.
I did.
I go over and I put 5 lay in hands points.
Oh wait, no. Yeah, there's something. I like pick up what
deep.
Thane's doing on. There's like water right here, and I look at Ezra.
I don't see a wet floor sign. Do you? Opal?
I'll cast shape
No.
water.
Taking down this poor cobbler.
Oh man, I don't get it.
You haven't even just asked.
You weren't even drinking, Ryvar.
Ezra, do you get it?
Yeah, I cast
Okay.
shape water on if there's any. There has to be water around though.
Right.
It's like a glass of water.
Yeah.
You can take it out of your canteen.
Um,
Just dump your canteen on the floor.
Oh my god.
Ezra, odds or evens? If there
Odds.
is a glass of water that the gnome was drinking that you can.
Odds.
Odds? It's an 11. So
Eh.
you take the water out of this glass
I'm
so
just
fast
Katara-ing
as
all
the elf is like watching Ryvar clamber over and is like distracted enough by this commotion, and the gnome is still kind of with Thane, that you splash this water just by where that gate that lifts up is to come around the corner of this like just kind of concrete floor, and the gnome kind of looks and like
Oh.
starts looking around and sees
Oh,
like the
gosh.
empty glass and puts 2 and 2 together. Oh,
That looks bad.
are you all right, sir? What?
Oh, no, I'm okay with the.
Wait, what happened?
It was my fault. It was definitely my fault. I shouldn't have slipped on this water. I'm sure I just missed the sign that you put out. I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna be quite frank. It's reckless to leave a puddle of water out here.
Oh no, I'm sure they put the sign
federal
down. Just if you could just
policy.
show me where you put the sign, then we can just this can all be.
Can we speak to your manager?
It's federal policy.
I am. This is my store, so I guess
Oh,
I'm the
gosh.
manager.
Certainly, you have some sort of owner.
Owner of the, well, it.
Like
I don't-
We'd be willing to talk to an investor or you know majority
a
shareholder.
business partner.
Somebody who knows your insurance in and out.
someone who's wild,
sure,
crazy, feral.
I feel bad.
Opal's just like standing by the door, like.
Well, yes, there is. I've never met the actual owner of the store, Lord Yellowcrest, but just in a couple days, the Farrell, his business partner will be by, and you could talk to him.
I don't
could
know if he's
take
gonna
down
make it a
your
couple days. To
contact.
be honest with you.
Yeah, unless
Oh,
we
no,
get
I'm
to
gonna-
him now.
Ah!
Ryvar, give me a performance check with advantage.
That's an 18 on the die plus 0, I think. Yeah, 18.
Okay. She starts getting like kind of wringing her hands together, getting very nervous. Well, and as she's talking, she's like grabbing a towel and like cleaning up the water to at least like try to better the situation and like
I hope you have a
looking
good
around
attorney.
for where the water's coming from. Well, I don't know all the business terms and such, but if
Reckless negligence, I believe, is what I was coming to mind.
I didn't even say negligence. Yeah.
if you need to speak to Farrell a little more quickly. I know he lives in Greenfast, but I don't have his address or anything. He doesn't share personal information besides that.
Oh, no worries. No, it's really okay. You know what? Actually, I'm feeling. I feel pretty good.
Yeah,
Actually.
maybe you should walk it off. I think
Yeah, I think I
maybe.
could just maybe walk it off.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
are you sure? I'm terribly sorry.
Oh,
I
no,
don't
no,
know how
no.
that water got there even.
You know what?
I don't
Actually, I think that my tail might have hit the glass and knocked it over.
And she like sees her like glass of water being empty. Oh,
I think that's what
oh
happened.
my.
Oh my gosh, it was on me
Oh.
this entire time.
Oh.
Oh man. So we'll leave now and not
Okay.
give you any other hardship.
Okay.
When can I be back for my shoes?
Well, I do need to finish measuring your feet if you still want the shoes.
Yeah. Do we have time?
Okay.
Do you really want the shoes then?
They
I
look
thought that was
very
just
well-made
I
shoes.
thought that was just a
And
lie.
her hands like
Hey.
shaking a little bit, like start to measure your feet. And continues measuring until she gets what she needs.
I head outside and look for a nearby guard.
Okay. After probably just like a minute or so, you can see kind of a patrol going by very casually, sauntering
Hello,
by.
my good sirs. Nice to meet you. My name is Ryvar, BrassScales. I am from the town of Baldur's Gate. I've never been here before. I'm looking for a neighborhood called Greencrest. It had green in the name.
You mean Greenfast?
That's the one. Yep, as you can tell, I'm not from around here. So if you could kindly point me in that direction, that would be great.
Yeah, if you just go south out of town and follow the road, it's like an hour or so.
Oh, it's out of the city
Like-
itself. Okay.
Yeah, it's out of
Understood.
the city. It's just like a small little like suburb of Waterdeep, but it's called Greenfast.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I hope you have a really nice day.
Yup, you too. And they just keep sauntering their way down.
I'm always scared to talk to the man these days.
They don't know you.
Yeah, I know. And I just went, all right, I know where we're supposed to go, everybody.
Do we
Green
think
Fest
going
is-
an hour outside town is? Do we think that the information we're gonna get is definitely worthwhile?
I think
Uh-huh.
what we should do is we should swing by where we think the manor to be, see if it's abandoned. If it's abandoned, go in. If it's not, then go to.
Well, what if we talk to the
Love interest?
lover, the love interest?
While we're here,
Beckon.
We don't know what it
Because
is.
I mean, if
Bet.
you could ask
Beckon.
around, because if Sarah's dead, they might really hate them, so they probably want our help.
Oh, what if we go
If
to
they're dead.
Sarah's grave?
Just hope to wait for them to show up there.
she's there.
Where else do you suspect we should find him?
Start screaming their name in the streets.
It's a big enough
Beckon!
town.
I bet
Oh.
they'd show up.
You know he lived close to the manor.
That's right.
Beckon!
Oh,
Okay.
You could at least
I
start
don't-
there
I
and
genuinely, I don't think it's a good idea to just be
Beckon!
Beckon!
No, I think we should start walking probably.
Oh, okay. And I walk and yell, Beckon!
Walk and talk.
No.
Beckon!
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
It takes you about 10-15 minutes to find roughly the spot of where you know the manor to be. As you kind of walk up, it is one of the, like, a very nice manor that's kind of set on top of a little hill within the tiered city. It's huge, not the biggest by any means, but a very large. You can tell this was a very wealthy family. And it currently looks well kept. It's probably, you arrived about midday on the 5th day after your travels, so by now it's started to get a little bit to evening, so you probably see like the exterior lantern lit outside.
Do we see any
As if
internal?
it is occupied.
Any internal lighting?
It's not quite dark enough
Okay.
to light inside. It's still, I think, bright enough, but to like make sure the exterior is lit as the like kind of welcoming for anyone that might be approaching is lit first before they might light anything inside.
Do we want to scout?
I mean, we still know nothing really.
And
I think we know enough to know that it's not abandoned.
Right.
correct. I mean,
We try to find Vecin. Would be my.
we are eventually going to have to scout the manor.
Of course.
But if we talk to people, we might know the area. We need to scout more. and-
Right.
Yeah,
You're
we
right.
should-
That's
we
a
should
better
find
idea.
Vecin.
Go in
You're
more
being very
prepared.
reckless, Ryvar. I don't want to.
I just let you agree with me and convince me, and why was that bad?
Are we just shouting for Vecin, or what do we? Probably not. That's not a good idea.
No, yeah, no.
Oh, let's kind of just like wait to see if we see like
Somebody's
a
sad.
servant entrance or something. Someone like step in and out of the manor. Maybe they would know where Vecin is and maybe even know about Sarah. It's about to be evening.
I'll ask a servant.
Yeah, if there's any
Shift.
servants who are going home, maybe we can just kind of wait just for a second, see if we see anybody
Yeah,
leaving.
that's a good idea.
Good idea.
What's our ruse? What's our? Why are we
think-
asking for Vecin?
I think we get maybe you and Opal kind of like really read the person. If they seem like there's good vibes, maybe we just be honest and tell them we're trying to help Sarah. If not, then we.
It's boring. Yeah. Sure.
I'll be a devout paladin of Tyr looking to defeat the evil that has infected the mansion.
I'll also be a devout paladin of Tyr, looking to defeat the evil of the mansion.
Oh,
Naturally.
I kind of got that covered,
won't, but I'll help.
Okay, so
I think I could be
Justice.
Sarah.
yes, you be shit, Sarah.
well, you only know what she looked like dead.
Yeah, pretend you don't have a
Dead for-
tongue.
Yeah.
I mean, all I would have to do is be her and then have a tongue and
Yeah, but
But
she
she's been
looked
dead
like a
for 5
dead body.
years.
You don't know what she looked like alive.
I love it. You could be the ghost of Sarah haunting.
Hey,
the
listen,
mansion.
I want you. I feel like we've really listened to what you guys wanted. And let you guys do the
And it's been
lead,
going great.
and we
Yeah,
should
you-
maybe give me a chance.
Fine. Well, I won't say a single thing, and you do this.
Just
I'm
let
just
me
a silent
let me
paladin
take
of
the lead
Tyr.
on this servant thing. Okay.
if you take the lead, then
Okay.
just at least don't kill the ravens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just give me a break.
If you need us to jump in, just give us the signal.
I
Yeah.
will. It'll say.
It's like
I'll
this.
say jump in.
Oh.
And then okay.
Can you make it something
You tell
else?
a
'Cause
rabbit to jump in.
you might say jump in just kind of in context of the. So
I
I see
won't.
some-
You
I
do say
won't.
jump in a lot.
I have never said those words.
Okay.
As
you're willing to
you
risk
are
it.
discussing what to do,
Let's wait here. Let's
you
jump
see
in.
in at first the front window to the left of the door and then to the right as well. You see the faint image of a man, bald, big gray mustache in kind of a dark, probably what you can tell is a butler or servant's uniform. That it comes up to the window and lights a candle by the window, disappears for a second, comes to the right side, lights a candle, and seems to be starting to get the house ready for evening when it will become dark soon.
So we don't see anybody leave the house.
Don't see anyone exit the house or
Okay.
enter the house.
All right. So how do
Likely, if
we-
it's close
Right.
to evening, they're prepping for dinner and
Yeah, I just didn't know if
things
there'd be
like
a
that.
shift change, something like that.
That was smart.
I thought that would be the easiest way
could-
to find Vecin. So what do you guys think we should do to find Vecin?
Yell
Go
his
to the
name.
grave.
I really don't.
The grave is not a bad idea.
Yeah, he'll.
Not,
if,
yeah.
If he's really was in love, then he'll be there every hour with flowers.
Flower hour.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Ryvar kind of looks around. Is there a florist nearby?
Florist?
Yeah.
There was one back in the market.
Oh, fuck.
Not just like
I'm
a
a
florist next to
druid,
this
not
Do you
manor.
not, do you
Well,
not
I-
want to go to the graveyard?
You kind of convinced me that he won't be there, but we can definitely try.
I
Yes.
think it's worth a try.
Do we know if she was buried even?
Should we
Don't
ask her?
know.
No idea.
Open the book.
Sarah.
Hello.
Sarah.
Upon saying Sarah, the mist appears. And for
Are we
at
going
the
to an
moment,
alleyway?
just- okay, I will say for the moment, it's just Ryvar, so it seems like whoever
Okay.
either she had
Good.
some connection
Honestly,
to Thomas
great.
for some reason, but since Ryvar said her name, she appears just for Ryvar, and then slowly to all of you. Um, and wait.
Hello, Sarah. Do you know if your body was buried? You don't know. Okay. Were
Might as well
you?
check.
How were you murdered?
By who?
By Lord Valus? No, you don't know. You didn't see them, but you were killed. They probably wouldn't.
She
have...
like opens her mouth.
Yeah. Maybe they wouldn't have buried her then.
Can you see?
Is there
Oh
anywhere
yeah, can you see?
in this
Can you
journal?
see me right now?
Oh.
Can you see beyond me?
She has the properties of a general ghost, so
Okay.
she
Do you-
is aware of her
Do you
presence.
think you could lead us to Viken's house?
She like gets like a little bit like lighter at the
Oh.
mention of his name, but then like
Yeah.
sad because she's dead and she can't be with him.
Yeah.
And she kind of looks around. She stops on the manor itself and like has her own moment of seeing that
I
manor
know it's scary,
again.
but we're here to help you, Sarah.
Time crunch a bit.
Thane. Sarah, we're here to help you, and this is terrible and scary, but if you can help us find Viken, we can talk to him and maybe learn more. Do you trust Viken?
Not taking her eyes off of the house.
Okay, sorry.
She points down one of the road leading away from the house itself.
Okay. We should go try to find Viken.
Maybe they have like names on the mailboxes or something. You know, like.
Yeah, maybe. Let's go.
Does Viken have a last name?
Does Viken have a last name? She doesn't know. They weren't that close.
Yeah.
It was more of a friends with benefits situation. Okay. All right. Yeah, we just.
She nodded, but
Yeah,
in
no,
her
I know.
journal she didn't write it, and it's not like
Yeah.
she could, you
Yeah.
know.
Can't
Tell
say
you.
because she doesn't have a tongue.
Does it start with
Or
an
at least
A?
he has like a title.
A,
Does it
B,
start with a B?
slowly.
D.
Okay. All right. Great.
We Ouija
It's the
board.
second
Slow
letter.
down.
Yeah. I gently close the book, and then go down that road and see if are there any names on houses or anything.
Give me a perception check.
Perceptive. Ooh, but that's a 6 plus. Oh, I'm not that perceptive. I forgot to have the alert feed. That's why the thing is high. Anyway, 9.
A 9. As it's getting darker, you can't really tell too much just from the road. You can see that there might be either like numbers or perhaps family names or something like that on some of the houses, but unless they have an external lantern already lit, you can't really read them as of now. You could get Sarah out again.
Yes.
And like she doesn't disappear as you move with the book. She moves with the book because she can't leave a certain distance from the book. So
Okay.
I don't think anybody is gonna freak out about a ghost book.
Definitely not her
I
lover who
disagree.
thinks she's dead.
I think we do that and then just kind of use.
Okay,
it as a-
Sarah, can you help us out? Doppler.
she'll come out again at the name of Sarah, kind of look around, and then just point, kind of like compass-like. And then as you walk in that general direction, her arm will kind of shift until you're
This poor woman.
perpendicular to a
Okay.
house.
Kind of love that.
I think maybe we can potentially show Vic and Sarah, but for now we should put Sarah back away.
Before,
Yeah,
once you
yeah.
arrive at the house, before you close the book, Sarah disappears.
Okay, good. Yes,
Okay.
she- So I think we don't even try to bring her out. That
Yeah.
she clearly doesn't want to see him or talk to him. So.
Unless he brings it up, I don't know.
Yeah.
Can I do an Arcana check?
Sure.
Why'd she disappear before the?
She's shy.
I think she chose to. Is what I got.
I
from
would
that.
see either Arcana of like if there's a magical reason she might have disappeared, or you could do an insight as to like glean what Sarah was feeling. As she did.
Glean.
My Arcana is higher than Insight, so I think I'm right in this moment a little bit more curious about the rules of this like magic.
Sure.
17.
You know enough about ghosts. You've fought a decent amount of kind of like specters and spooks that generally it seems like ghosts can be invisible if they so choose and can be seen if they so choose.
Okay.
And
So
so
it's
it is
not,
likely that
yeah.
she chose that instead of something
It
about
wasn't like
being
she's
close to the house.
being dispelled or something.
Right.
Okay. Ugh.
You guys
Well, let's go.
walk up to the house?
I'll knock.
Yeah.
Okay. As you walk up to this house and knock, you hear some movement from inside, shuffling of feet as someone is approaching the door. And as the door opens, you see a man with long, dark hair, very broad-shouldered, big, probably late 40s, so a little older, and clearly has seen the wear of battle. You see visible and deep scars even on his face, on his arms. He walks with a slight limp as he opens the door and kind of walks a little forward. And what you also saw as you approach the house is next to the door is a plaque that says Sir Veckin of the Broken Horn.
This is where it is.
Do I know what the broken horn is?
No. Does not seem familiar to you, even if you rolled for it. So he opens the door, sees you all. Hello? You see him like quite the group, and he like flashes you this big smile, seeing you of like this like interesting group in front of him. He seems like a very warm, welcoming presence. Immediately, you can tell, and he just flashes a big smile.
Hello.
Can I help you guys? Sorry if you guys look like adventurers. I'm sorry if we maybe had met before.
Oh no,
My memory's not what it used to be.
We've not met.
We haven't crossed paths. Are you Veckin?
Oh, I am, but we haven't met. How did
No.
you?
We're here on behalf of Candlekeep.
Oh,
We are looking into
Okay.
A curiosity.
We're looking into a curiosity. Have you ever worked with or engaged with the Yellowcrest family?
We're asking everybody.
you see his face immediately darken. A visible change in his posture. His shoulders tense. His hands clench.
I think we
He kind of looks past you and around, say, "Doorstep's not the place to talk about them. Please come in."
Thank
And he
you.
welcomes you in to his living room. And immediately you see this roaring fireplace, and above it, this set of armor that is once again battle worn, and specifically a helm above it that has like huge ram horns connected to the
cool.
helm, one of which is broken, and like the broken pieces kind of beautifully displayed next to it. Can kind of infer that that might be where his full title of the Broken Horn got. He seems retired if he's kind of put up his armor and everything from that. But clearly he's seen battles. He's labeled Sir, likely a knight of some kind, and maybe that can come into play later. But he kind of offers you some seating that he has in the living room. He goes to his kitchen, grabs a couple more stools so everyone has a place to sit, and kind of sits himself in this big armchair by the fire.
Can I roll an insight check to see if his distaste or that fallen face was, if that fallen face was a distaste for the Yellowcrest?
Sure. Go ahead and give me an insight.
That is a 17.
You know there's a distaste, if not a hate,
Okay.
for that family, or at least maybe that name.
So I think
that's about all you can
I think Ryvar's just gonna jump in. So Ryvar,
Eight
Ryvar
hops
didn't say
off the
that though. Zach said that. Ryvar says,
Mhm.
Sir Vekin, out of respect for you, I want to tell you that while um, we are being truthful, we have been sent on behalf of Candlekeep. We have also been sent on behalf of Sarah. Her.
You see, like, a visible softening at the sound of her name, and then also confusion.
I don't open it or anything. I just like put the diary in my lap.
Hmm. And he sees it and kind of, like, does the, like, puts his hand over his mouth, and tears start falling down his face. But he doesn't reach for it. It seems like he can't quite bring himself to. And he just spends a moment kind of trying to hold back the tears, being strong in the moment, but can't fully until he can kind of compose himself. Um, so Candlekeep had
You are
her journal.
correct when you met us. Your insight on us. We are adventurers. We work together with Candlekeep. They believe that the Yellowcrests are, especially Lord Vialis, um, is a bad man working with bad powers, and it is been tasked to us to deal with this. And Sarah was able to inform us. You see, I kind of look at everybody. Um, Partly, I think, because of whatever is happening in the Yellowcrest Manor, but Sarah's spirit is not at rest. It is attached to this journal.
Can't say I'm surprised by that.
I want to be truthful with you and lay everything out on the table so that hopefully you can help us by giving us any information you know of Vialis, any rituals he might have been a part of, anything Sarah might have told you. Any information you can have will help.
Well, we were I I was told that at least Sarah and the other servants were buried here. There is at least a grave, but I know the rest of the family were not.
There was a mass death.
Yes.
What happened?
5 years ago, Lord Yellowcrest, who, if you'll ask around, seemed a businessman, seemed nice enough. Most people think so. Even I thought so. He went away on business, and his whole family and all the servants that were home were killed one night. He returned to find their bodies. There was no reason to suspect anything foul except rumor of how they were found. But no reason to expect him.
Was it weapons? Was it creatures? Was it?
It seemed... Gonna be honest, I didn't want details.
Okay.
I'm sure if you ask around, you can hear those rumors, but I tried my best to avoid them.
And from your tone, I'm insinuating that, or I feel like you are implying that Lord Yellowcrest was involved, and his trip out of town was some sort of alibi.
I believe so. There is no proof.
Of course.
It is a gut feeling I have. Something didn't sit right with me about that man. After everything that happened, the servants were buried here. He claimed he couldn't bear to be here anymore, and he took his family elsewhere.
The Yellowcrest no longer live in the manor.
No,
Oh,
a new family resides there.
What is this new family?
They are. I forget their last name.
Glad we came to talk to Vic.
The Fallgarst family resides there.
Do they have any connection with the Yellowcrests, or is it purely coincidence that they live there now?
The manor went empty for year and a half after everything. There was a aura around it that seems to keep new families out, but eventually it was bought and this new family moved in.
I still think we should try to get a look in that manor at some point.
Yeah.
Welcome to try.
Where did the Yellowcrest family travel to?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Is there any
The
chance
time I
that
didn't
they
care.
might have joined his business partner Farrell in Greenfest?
That actually seems like the most likely scenario if he's looking for a place to get away with allies.
Is there any surviving servant from that time? Someone who was there but not killed?
No. Of those residing in the house, Lord Yellowcrest is the only one.
But you said some family members were killed, but they were not buried?
They weren't buried here.
Oh.
Another reason it kind of wigged me out is he claimed that he wanted to move and have his family buried where he could later also be buried, but he took his wife, 3 kids' bodies out of town. Didn't bury him here.
Well, Sir Veckin, do not worry, because we are heroes, and this is an atrocity that has happened, and we will not stop until it is avenged fully.
I appreciate that. It's it's something I regret maybe not doing earlier, but grief is an all-encompassing thing for a while, and then distraction is, and that took me to all parts of the world adventuring, and by the time I got back it didn't seem like 5 years passed and the trail went cold till you guys showed up.
Sir Veckin, I can make no promise of this, but I want you to know that once we do solve this situation, because we will, I am going to speak with those at Candlekeep in the hopes that perhaps this diary can be bestowed upon you. I think you deserve to have it.
I appreciate that. And if you, I don't know how the whole thing works, but if you can tell Sarah not a day goes by I don't think about her, I'd appreciate that.
Of course. I know the pain of losing one you love. Any other questions? Sorry, what'd you say, Eric?
Maybe you could tell her yourself?
I don't want to put her in that.
Alright. Then,
Mr. Survekin, can you give us a moment?
Why?
Can
Why?
you show me all your stuff on the wall? Can you tell me? I'm a little bit of an author. I'm a little bit of a writer and an illustrator, so I would love to hear some of the stories about it. And I'm like trying to like get him to like be distracted a little bit and show me his stuff so they can talk.
Sure.
Do you
I'll
mind
take
if I
Well,
take
notes.
notes? I won't use your name, of
no.
course.
Yeah, I mean, it's a well-known story. How that's how I got, the
Yeah,
title
it
that's on the
is.
house and
King
everything.
behavior.
And he tells you the story of how this ram's horn was broken in this great adventure that he had traveling even um, more south than Candlekeep, and how it was months and months of travel and hardships on the road in order to track and hunt down this creature that had been basically leaving devastation in its wake of just usually small towns after small town. And when he finally caught up with the creature, a battle ensued, and it, incapacitated most of his party, and he was able to kill the creature, rescue the rest of the adventuring party. Great saga of a final battle of a warrior, but it cut him in the leg too much
Mm-hmm.
that caused him to have this limp, and that's when he kind of knew he needed to retire from adventuring and hang up his helm, as it were.
While that's all happening, I'm like nodding and I'm looking at
Yeah.
Ryvar and everybody else like, do your thing, do your thing.
Ryvar?
Sarah. Sarah.
Do you want to say hi?
You see like a puff of mist. And
Do you
nothing
want to
else.
say hi?
Oh, nothing else. She doesn't want to say hi.
Okay. Well, if you want to, we'll take you back here. He loves you. He
I
wants
don't-
to tell you that.
I don't think that she wants him to see her the way she is now.
I get it.
Sarah, I know you can hear me because the book is open and I'm talking to your name. But just know that he loves you very much and he thinks about you all the time. And
I bet you he'd still think you're beautiful.
probably not, but maybe.
Jesus Christ. Tyr be praised.
What? Sorry.
Just Ryvar and Thane, as he is telling this incredible story, you see a ghostly visage of Sarah appear behind him with a hand on his shoulder. And
Oh!
just a slight moment before she
Does
disappears
Ezra see?
again. Ezra does not. Just the
Oh,
two
good,
that were
okay.
talking to her.
Oh!
And then, as quickly as she appeared, she disappears. You close the book. Veckin finishes his saga of this story, seems to kind of have lifted his mood to be able to talk about kind of his
Oh,
glory
good.
days and his adventure. So he seems to be in a little bit higher spirits as well. So it also helped. And you know what? For that, Angie, and I don't think I've ever actually given DM inspiration during Candlekeep. Angie,
Nice.
Zach, and Eric, you all get DM inspiration.
Nice!
Thanks.
Yeah, screw you, Matt and Emily.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Fucking get it together.
Do something.
Cheers.
Trying to be the voice of reason.
Oh, you
Look at
did
you.
so well. You did so good. Thanks, Mom.
Well, I guess we should be on our way to
Skedaddle.
Greenfest.
Sir
Yeah.
Veckin, your
yes.
your story of courage and mights in the face of evil has inspired me to a level I did not know possible. It has stirred within me a great passion, a great fire to not only prevent tragedies like this happening in this town, but all towns in the name of my Lord and Savior Tyr. And I just want to say that you are my best friend.
Wow. He does kind of be, wow, and he goes in for like the, forearm clasp
Oh,
with
yeah.
you.
Ryvar looks at Thane. That
And-
kind of pisses me off.
And claps you on your shoulder and says, "Seems like Tyr's chosen a good one, and I trust your word. And I trust," and like looks at all of you. I trust all of you to do what's right for Sarah and hopefully for the rest of his family. And
we will have to leave
look
from
out.
We will have to leave from Waterdeep. We will update you when we return.
Of course. Be careful around Farrell. He's a tricky one. That too. His name is fitting, but he's a pompous asshole, but he's smart.
You sure
Does
you
he
don't
have a-
want to join us, Sir Vicky?
Settle up again?
I think my glory days are behind me, but
I assume your mighty steed is by you at all times in your retirement.
she's retired herself. She lives on a farm now where she can openly run and graze in a field. She wouldn't do well in the city just all the time, so
That makes me emotional in a good way.
I'm glad.
Before he says anything else, we should head out.
As you head out, it is now pretty late evening. Are you going to stay the night in Waterdeep, or are you going to
Listen,
maybe
my
go
personal
halfway?
opinion, if it's only an hour away, we should go now and scout at night.
We don't want to do anything with the manor.
Good point.
Well, they're not there anymore.
But it is the location where everything happened. There could be something.
That room could give us some sort of clue as to what happened there.
I truly don't know. I leave this up to the rest of you. I'm fine with just heading to Greenfest. I'm fine with...
I think that we have a picture of the circle. I think that our goal is to stop this man, so we need to get to him, right?
Well, and to be honest, not saying you did anything wrong, but the way that owner of the tannery kind of like looked at you guys, if, let's say, for instance, he was on Farrell's side and like wanted to warn him that people were asking about him, maybe we should get ahead of that situation.
I don't.
It's a good point.
See that happen. I don't think so.
But just in case, maybe.
I mean, sure, but I think that we did awesome, and I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. But just in case. We should...
And just in case, maybe we should kill the tanner.
No, I don't think that
if you're saying maybe he's going out blabbing, maybe we should just kill him.
I don't murder people. That's not the thing that I do. So
anymore.
Listen,
maybe we should hang out in between missions so that we don't do this the entire time we're trying to get things done.
Listen, my vote is that we should travel at night and kind of stake out Greenfest at night. But
yeah, no, that sounds like a great plan. I'm in.
I believe that that's good a plan.
Sounds good to me.
I don't want to break into this manor. There's a new family there, and that's...
No, I feel like if we were going to go to the manor, we could easily just convince them that we were like really interested in the story and like wanted to,
We can pay them. I'm sure they would.
I could convince them I'm a paladin of Tyr looking to...
We are paladin of Tyr. Wink at you.
What was it like meeting such a powerful knight?
My life has changed.
Who knows? Maybe I'll be a knight after this.
And as you all collectively laugh at Ryvar's funny joke and start heading probably to Greenfast, we'll figure out if maybe you'll want to do that next time. You start heading towards Greenfast as the sun is setting. Cinnamon joins you once more, and
oh, thank God.
we are going to end our session at that point to later see what is maybe in store at the town of Greenfast. A little smaller town. The muffins certainly are back. But thank you all. I very much enjoy these, as chaotic as they are. I love the muffins. I love this group. It is so chaotic and funny, and I can't wait to see what you guys have in store for Greenfast. So thank you to my players, all of these crazy players that are the best players a GM could ask for. And as always, everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye.